between 10 and 15 years old. 10-year-olds get 5 points of luck, which are rerolls. And 15-year-olds get more points in their attributes. So they have less need for luck because they're rolling more dice. Or you can split the difference. If you're 13, then you get 2 points of luck, and you get a couple more points in attributes like that.
Cool. Okay, I think I'm gonna be 13.
Okay. And which archetype did you end up going with?
The hick.
Oh, that's right. Your space tractor.
I'm a space tractor. Don't worry, I'm not taking the tractor.
If you want to, then like it'll basically be like your family has one of those rovers. That kind of thing. But I wouldn't necessarily say it's just yours. Like,
right, I gotcha.
They don't send very expensive space mining equipment up for 13-year-olds. Like,
why not?
Vast interstellar distances. All right. Anybody else have an age?
10. 10.
Rock on.
Going for the...
And which archetype
youngster.
did you go with?
Computer geek.
He's role-playing Doogie Howser.
Pretty much. Prodigy. I was thinking, yeah. I remember when I was 10 years old, I always programmed the VCR and everything for my parents because they didn't know how to use it, so...
Yep.
Fitting.
I'd be willing to guess we were all like that. Like, I could be wrong,
yeah.
But...
I don't think I ever actually had to program a VCR for my parents.
Really?
Because I don't think they ever bothered programming it.
Well, I was really programming it for myself.
It was just a thing, like, they put electrical tape over it so it didn't have lights on the front.
I do that. I do that now.
That's awesome. Wrong button.
All right.
I have to program the VCR for my kids because they don't. I mean, it's not a VCR, but like anything like that regarding the TV, they're like, we don't know how to use it.
Too complicated.
Okay, I'm Aaron, by the way, D47. My type is a bookworm, age 12.
Cool. What about you? I don't actually remember your real name, boss. Wait.
We can't hear you.
No.
You're on mute. I can see you, though. It's going to be the theme.
Your microphone's far away from your mouth.
Yeah, but I get nothing, so it's probably...
He may not be able to hear us either.
Is there a text channel that goes along with this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can still just...
That's not how you spell here.
So,
sorry, Troy's like my real life friend. So. I remember him saying he had a bunch of weird setup for his audio, so probably trying to figure that out now.
Okay.
There you went.
I don't know, is it working now?
Yeah, there you are.
yes.
Yeah, we hear you now, yep.
And your video's coming online. There you go.
Let's see what happens. Can you hear me still?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know, I don't know what happened, but we're good now. Okay, so I went with Troublemaker, age 14. I'm feeling risky. Who needs luck?
Rock on. So, now you get to take a number of points equal to your age and split them amongst the the 4 attribute types. So body, charm, no. Body, mind, whatever the hell they are.
Body, tech, heart, mind.
There you go. Those 4.
And what's the high that you can put in one attribute? I remember there being like a limit or something.
There is no more than 5 in one thing.
At least 1 in everything too.
Right. Yes.
Can't have a 0.
My min max is ruined. What is heart stat again? I don't remember.
Heart ties more directly into the contact skill, which is you kind of know the right person. I know a guy that works in waste processing or whatever. The charm skill is pretty self-explanatory. You using your charm to get your way for whatever it might be, talking your way past a guard or anything like that.
What's charm? There's body, tech, heart, and mind.
Right. Charm, like each of those attributes ties in with some skills down below.
Oh, I gotcha.
So the majority of the time, I'll call for you to use a roll with a dice pool made up of like your heart attribute and your charm skill. You put those 2 together, and that's kind of what your dice pool would be. There are some outliers, like you might have to combine a stat with a different skill outside its usual sometimes, if it makes sense.
Got it.
But usually not. And then the last thing that ties in with heart is the lead skill, which you can use to sort of bolster your friends. If somebody marks a condition like scared, then you can use your lead skill to kind of be like, don't worry, we'll make it through this. Like, oh, I know a way. Like, as long as we stick together, we'll be fine. That kind of thing. Even if it's totally a lie, but you can convince another kid of that for a short period.
Got it.
So then, after you've done your 4 attributes, you get to figure out your luck, which is basically whatever your age is below 15. And each one of those is a reroll during the game. But you can't use more than 1 in one roll. So you can't be like, oh, I have 5 luck. Oops, bad roll. Oops, bad roll. Oops, bad... Like, no.
Got it.
And after that, you get 10 points to put into skills. Now, on each of your archetypes, it's going to show 3 different key skills, and those are the things that you're really good at. Key skills, you can put up to 3 points in each one. All other skills can only go up to 1 point.
Okay.
And while you guys are doing that, I'll be right back.
What was the total? 10?
10.
10, yeah.
Okay. None of you guys are very body, right?
No.
Okay.
What are you talking about? I'm
No.
a troublemaker. I mean, if you want to know, I'm 5'1", 5'3".
I feel like sneak might be a good skill.
Yeah, and move.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're right, and move.
All right.
I mean, there's a little bit of like foreshadowing knowledge involved.
For sure. Like, this plot is not going to be completely out of left field on you guys.
We drive out to a mining site, get some gold, get attacked by prospectors, and have to haggle to get the most return out of the dust we bring back, and that's the mission. We're good.
That's the way this goes.
Wait, I did this wrong.
Once we get started, it's all on you all. So if you decide you want to go prospecting with the space tractor, you're more than welcome to do so.
Yeehaw!
When you get back home, things might not be so good, though. Just
I mean, personally, I'll do anything to get away from home, so I'm down.
Man, everybody chooses that for the troublemaker. At literally every troublemaker I've had in like 4 or 5 games has
Nice.
chosen I do anything to get away from home.
Hey Dave, I'm sorry. What did you say about the kill skis? The key skills?
key skills, those are the ones that can go up to 3 points.
Okay, and the other one can only be 1?
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
So you don't have to put 3 points in your key skill, but like if you want to spread your points around more evenly, you can do that. But
okay.
Those tend to be the ones that are the big focus for your character.
Aye.
And I want to tell all of you that I don't get to roll dice in this game, except I have 1 d4. And when something bad happens, I'll tend to roll the d4 just to find out who it lands on.
Oh no!
And he's excited to roll that bad boy.
Yes.
Do we have an android in our colony?
I don't
Too early.
think there's one that you kids would know about.
Okay, that's
Like maybe there is, but chances are you wouldn't know unless like when we get more into what you're picking for some of your anchor and your other stuff like that. You know, if something makes sense that you might be connected to somebody that would know, then maybe we can check it out and see. I'm super excited because I finally just 2 days ago got my my shipment of things from the flood,
Oh, that's sick.
and it came with this cool like unsnappy dice tray thing
oh,
that
cool.
doubles as a mouse pad if you want.
That's awesome.
Nice.
The art is so good for this game and the second
Yeah.
one.
I'm super jazzed that they're making a TV show out of it.
Yeah,
Just saw that.
amazing.
It looks like my video might be frozen. I'm not sure what's up with that.
Oh, you're moving now.
I can see
Oh.
you.
You look okay to us.
Oh, really? I just frozen to my own self. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. So once you're finished with skills, then you can move on to pick your iconic item. And iconic item is the special. Like, there's some ideas on your archetype sheet, but I'm totally open to quick negotiation if you have some other idea. Basically, it's the thing that you as a kid treasure the most, and anytime you can convince me that you can use your item in a situation for a dice roll, you will get 2 extra dice. So, like, if you pick like the big wheel thing that we saw in that, like, if that's your jam, like you had it since you were 7 and you just love the thing to death. So anytime you're like, I want to get away from somebody, I'm going to do body move. Hey, I'm going to use my big wheel, and you can jump on it and pedal away. Oh crap! I was just assaulted by a huge June bug. Which I guess makes sense since it's June.
It's true.
Ah.
I think I have a wrench. I think I have a big wrench.
Okay.
I feel like I should take knife, but that skateboard just looks so good.
Skateboard.
I don't think it's in the book, but I want my character to have a deck of like magic trick cards.
Okay.
I don't know how practical it would be, but that's what I had in mind.
Well, it might not work if you're in a situation where you're like, I need to confuse this alien.
Well.
Magic. Like, that probably won't help. But, you know, messing with somebody or distracting another person, for sure.
Okay.
We can't roll in this chat, can we?
I don't think we can. But I'm happy to accept your word that you're rolling dice. Because if you're gonna cheat, I don't get why. Like,
Here.
it's just not.
Let me go grab some dice real quick.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm using my wife's dice. So if I roll badly, it's her fault.
I dig it.
So D12s, right?
Sixes.
No, D6s. Okay. And a success is a 6, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So, in very rare circumstances, if something's super dire or super crazy, I might call for more than one success.
Okay.
Or if you're like gonna be like, I'm gonna sneak through the operating theater while they're doing surgery on somebody, like that's more than one success territory. Like the chances of no one in an operating room noticing some kid like doot 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 that. Yeah, that's super difficult. But most of the time, as long as you get 1-6, you're cool. All right. So once you've picked your iconic item, you can look at your problems. So there's a couple of ideas on each archetype sheet. Or again, you're kind of I'm happy to accept any ideas you might have. But it's sort of just something that's giving your character some background static. Something that you're upset about a little bit, or
I think my character's parents, like, they don't fight, but they don't talk to each other at all, except like about him.
gotcha.
So they have like a super cold relationship.
Like would probably be divorced if you still lived on Earth, but since you're here, there's not like somewhere to move.
Something like that.
Like
Like
that?
maybe they just think there's no, yeah, like they're in this still all the same quarters, but they're pretty much, yeah.
I'm gonna pick my dad is super sick and won't admit to it.
Okay. That's cool.
Did we lose Gerald?
I'm still here.
Oh, okay. Your image just changed to connecting to camera now.
Yeah, I was trying to get my phone to be a camera, but that wasn't working. Maybe it'll magically start working.
Oh, good.
Under normal circumstances, like 6 dice should be enough, right?
Yeah.
Max probably going to be less than that usually.
You can always, if you have to roll more, you can always just re-roll.
The same die twice? Really?
Joey's mouth is going like this, but no sound's coming out.
Oh,
There we go.
There it is.
I was muted.
Yeah, now
My
you're
dog
back.
made a bunch of noise. I muted myself, and then you haven't heard a word I've said. Awesome. Thanks for that, Christos. So I was going to go with father drinks a lot, but that sounded kind of boring, so I'm going with my parents say I'm good for nothing.
The truth hurts.
I'm sorry, your parents are what?
My parents say that I'm good for nothing.
Oh, okay. And you're the troublemaker, right?
Yep.
Okay.
What are you looking at for a problem, Gerald?
I'm going with people find me annoying.
Are you the geek?
Yeah.
That's right.
Cool. All right. So after problem, now you can look at drive. And drive is just generally something that you have to... It's the reason why your kid would go on an adventure. Rather than be the kid that's like, yeah, no, you guys are crazy. I'm going to stay home because I'm not going to go look in the woods for dinosaurs. That's crazy talk.
Yeah, so I said mine earlier, but I'll do anything to get away from home.
Oh, rock on.
Can
Nice.
I pick
And
one that's not here?
Absolutely.
no, how dare you be creative? This is a game with rules!
That's right. One of the options here was to take They Need Me, but instead I want to kind of go connected, but I'm useful.
Okay.
I chose I need to know all secrets.
Ooh.
Lore Keeper.
Okay, this isn't in the rule book either, but as the bookworm, like actually living on this like colony in space is really boring, and I just want to have some sort of like something I could write as a story. I want to experience something exciting. Yeah, not thrill seeking, but like story worthy.
Adventurous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a bard.
No! How dare you?
All right. So then we're on to pride. Now, your pride, it has a mechanical effect during the game where one time during the game, if you're in a situation where situation is dire and you know you need a success, you can activate your pride as long as it sort of applies to the situation. And I'm pretty flexible with what applies to where, but you still have to make a case for why it works. But when you activate your pride, that's just an auto success. One time during the game.
Cool.
I've never met a computer I couldn't hack.
Yeah, I'm sure that one's going to be mechanically very handy.
Cool.
Assuming the power stays on, that could be a problem.
That's true.
I think I can fix anything.
Cool.
So the one here says I stood up to the teacher, and I'm actually gonna. I'd like to change it to maybe like I stood up to a bully for another kid.
Okay.
Cool.
I think I know my way around the base.
Okay. I'll just leave it as I know my way around.
Okay.
And during the game, if you want to, even if you wanted to apply it to like the surrounding area outside the base, that's totally cool.
Okay,
Like,
yeah, cool.
You could totally be that kid that goes off and explores because you're looking for adventure. Like that Makes all the sense in the world.
And I'm asking people about, even places I haven't been, I may be asking them about, their surveys or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Dig it. All right, so now we move on to the relationship bit. So there are 4 slots for relationships with other kids, and there are 3 other players in the game. So you can come up with something that ties your character to each other. So at least one for each person.
Do we have any
your
names
characters
for
have
anybody?
name?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Mike-
good question.
My character's name is Xander Mitchell.
Xander.
Xander Mitchell.
Write this down.
Okay.
I didn't think I was going to need paper. I don't know why I thought I wasn't going to need paper.
Because you can type
We
it
live
on
in the digital
computer.
future.
I know.
Okay, so
I
Xander
have-
Mitchell.
My character's name is Pierre Ernest Nestor Torres, but people call him Peanut. You can call me Peanut, but don't call me Nut, because that'll make me mad.
Okay,
Nice.
I dig it.
I am
I have an idea. Go ahead.
Sam Edwards.
Sam Edwards. Okay.
I found my D&D notebook. Alright, so... Troy, you said your name was Xander what?
Xander Mitchell.
Mitchell. And then D47?
Pierre Ernest Nestor Torres, because
Pierre.
but everybody calls me Peanut.
Peanut. I like it. Gerald?
Sam Edwards.
Sam Edwards. Okay, and my name is Artie Shaw.
I'm having trouble hearing
Really?
people, so I might turn my video off.
Xander, you're
So,
the troublemaker.
You guys can start
Sure.
talking about, like, if you want to read some of the suggestions they have for relationship to other kids, and then if something sounds like it applies between 2 characters, go for it.
I'm sorry, Verk. What was your character's name again?
Artie.
Or did you have one?
Artie Shaw.
Artie? Okay.
It's a perfectly fine name. Hey, I didn't name mine after a Buffy character.
He had a different last name.
Yeah,
And
okay.
I actually didn't pick the name for that Xander, but it just sounded like a good name.
No, it does.
He's named after Xander from Starship Troopers.
There you go.
Oh.
There's a deep cut.
Dig deep.
Gerald, how about one of my relationship things here is a reliable friend. So
Okay, yeah.
I know you're young and I'm a little bit older, but I think that you probably treat me okay, even though I'm kind of the hick on the base.
Maybe because you're not bothered by me being sort of that kid that's like always there, and you just turn around and I'm there. I'm kind of like,
Right, that makes sense. And I'm super mechanically and you're super techie, so I think that'll probably work out well together too. Like that's kind of
Yeah.
what we bonded on.
cool.
Who had the parents who were mean or the distant parents thing?
That
Who is-
is Peanut,
Peanut.
D47.
All right. I'm going to put down that Pierre Esther Torres, aka Peanut, he or she knows what I'm going through. just because parent problem is good. So between Artie and Sam, who thinks they're better than the rest of us?
Sam.
Definitely Sam. I like it.
Yeah.
That was a good, quick answer.
Another reason that people find me annoying.
All right, Xander. What about you are someone who I don't think would survive like a day on planet, like in the real world, as opposed to our base. Like I think that you're like all cocky or whatever because you're the troublemaker, but in reality, I don't think you could hack it.
Oof, that hurts. It's okay because I'll do anything for you.
Nice. I love it.
Okay. Nice, yeah.
Like, I'll do anything for you, and you're like, yeah, but that's not going to be very much, is it?
I love it. Did we lose Peanut?
He said he was having sound troubles, and he's messing with it.
Yeah, we definitely can't hear you if you can hear us.
He's playing the bookworm, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick ones down the list if that's okay for him.
You might want to wait until he can respond before you pick something. But
yeah, I will.
My list has 3. There's 3 other people. You're stuck with whatever's left.
Yeah, I don't want to use it.
And that's
Throw it
fine.
out. Get another.
Let's say just
PBTA.
oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Just to throw some monkey wrench into the works or whatever. How about I see this Xander? I'm like a distant cousin, like
Okay.
a second cousin or whatever. But for some reason, your parents love me. They
Oof.
just think I'm great.
Why
That's
can't...
awesome.
Ouch. Why can't you be more like Sam?
Exactly.
Right.
Oh, that's so good.
Just to get some friction, you know. It can't all be roses.
Oh, I hated you already. Now you're in trouble. If somebody's getting left behind, I know who I'm picking.
Here's a grenade, kid.
Just fall on it and as a last resort.
Just do what I say and everything will be okay. Now, take this grenade and run at that xenomorph.
Right.
Yeah, that's actually one of the things in the.
Hey guys,
Oh,
Hey.
sorry, can you hear me now? Sorry
Yes.
about that.
no worries.
Okay, I overheard a lot of what you were saying, and I approve of most. So,
Just
Can you tell me again, Verk, what Artie's relationship to me was? Or to Xander?
Yeah, I don't think you can hack it in the real world. Like,
Okay.
I think you're a little like rebellious but sheltered. Like, you don't really know what it's like.
Oof.
So Peanut better be friends
real
with
hard day
Xander.
on
This
the
is gonna be
mile.
kind of wacky.
No, it's okay. Like, just let it happen. I'm the troublemaker and I know it.
so Verk, what was your character's name? I missed that part.
Artie Shaw.
RD, is it like RD, like initials?
No, like ARTIE.
RD Shaw,
Yep.
famous conductor.
Yes.
Anyhow,
Sounded very familiar.
That's the one.
okay. All right. So, I think I might have heard what you said about what you guys thought about me, but I was thinking that with Xander, the troublemaker, that the relationship is that we're like friends. We like, since you like to get in trouble and I like to explore, we must have been up to stuff.
I can see that.
Although I tried not to get in trouble. And for Sam, yeah, I think you're my competitor for being clever. I'm not a computer guy, but you know,
Right.
we both sit the front of class and raise our hands a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Competitor for best student, best smartest kid, whatever.
Actually,
Yeah. I'm not doing that even in character.
I'll do it both in and out of character.
Oh, God.
oh,
And Artie, I don't know. Let's see what.
Well, one of the things I wanted to maybe connect with you on is that since you're a bookworm, like you helped me on one of my big tech projects. Like I was working on something, like I was building something, maybe my tractor.
Okay.
And I needed help, and you helped me with like research.
Okay.
Of course, I could have helped you.
Wait, you have a wrench and a tractor?
The tractor doesn't actually work yet, but he helped me get it almost working.
I think I'm going to kind of see you as, like, I assume that, like, you're someone I can go to if I need, like, sticking up for.
Definitely.
So, like, my defender or something like that.
That works. Because, yeah, I have a lot of stuff. I'm probably, like, one of the bigger kids, even though I'm only 13.
Okay.
By the way, Vert, I don't know if...
Mini cookies? Oh.
Yeah.
Those look good.
2 carbs.
Very nice.
Oh.
Sorry, everybody. We can go back. Advertisement over.
Now for your commercial break.
all right.
At least you're not hawking those natural fruit bars. Anyway.
Does everybody have?
Hey, stop calling me.
Does everybody have connections?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Then you can each pick from the connections to NPCs or relationships to NPCs section. So there's 2 of those, and you can kind of fill them in with the questions there, or if you have some other idea, and we might have to tweak these a little bit on the fly. Because, like, obviously there isn't some rock star that lives out on the lake or whatever. Like, that's not a thing. But maybe it is a pop star that moved out here, like, after their career crashed and burned or something, you know.
Someone asked me if I would help them work on something. So maybe, like, I don't know, their hab unit, or help change a tire on one of their tractor and their rover things, or I don't know what do you think would work for something like this?
Sure, do you want it to be more like a base maintenance thing, or do you want it to be like another family that might be surveyors that go out that, you know, they were having trouble and you helped them out?
Yeah, maybe I helped another family work on their on like one of their drills or something, like their big heavy rock drills, and I helped them work on it.
So I'm just going to take this one straight out of the book. My teacher, Niklas, is the only teacher I've ever liked, and now he is in the hospital and won't wake up from whatever nightmare he is having.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That one has, like, some interesting foreshadowing. Who knows?
Does he have some weird scars on his face from, like...
Pretty much.
Oh no, it all starts... Oh no!
Poor Nicholas, why?
You've already killed off my one only happy thing in this whole game, Christos. How does that make you feel?
Excellent. By the way, that family's last name was Greco that I helped.
All right.
Really?
I recycle names. It's easier that way.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. That's always the part that kills me. Like, anytime it's making character time, it's like, oh, shit.
Exactly.
What and then I think I always, almost universally, I go to the like, what year was this person born, and then it's to the Googles to find out like popular names that year.
Yeah. I have a habit of going through a lot of systems with my group, and so like instead of getting new names, I just recycle them. So there's like always a Johnny Steele in my games. There's always a Crimson Marauder as like a vehicle, and there's always a bar named the Squatting Mule. Like just no matter what in all my things.
I dig it. Okay, so
And how many relationships do we need?
2 NPCs.
I think my first NPC is actually like the janitor. Like he's not even maintenance. He's like actually the guy who cleans stuff up.
Okay.
But he goes and cleans like everywhere. So that's why I like encounter him and have followed him around. And he lets me go places that are normally off limits if I help him. And his name will be Frank. And I think he's also going to be because he's the guy I can like really talk to because my parents are kind of weird.
Okay, so you want him to be your anchor too?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, did you give him a last name? You cut out there for a second.
Wilson.
Wilson. Okay.
Frank.
Cool.
I have Nancy Creekmeyer, the IT guru for the station. Kind of always like discussing tech stuff, like whenever I see her, run into her or whatever in the hall, she's always got like some, do you see this new tech thing? Ooh, that's awesome, or that kind of thing. And then David Chan, the science teacher. Those are my
Senor Chan.
Sure.
Sorry, community joke.
I'm gonna say that in the case of both the teachers, they're not just full-time teachers because it's not that big a place. Like they both probably work in the science department, part-time, and then they swap out. Like one of them teaches in the morning, and one of them teaches. So it's Nicholas usually teaches in the morning, and David Chan teaches afternoon class, and they kind of swap back and forth.
We'll say David Chan is a xenobiologist.
Sure. Because that's actually one of the little things that is dropped in the dialogue in the Aliens movie about like, the is this just going to be another bug hunt or whatever? Like it implies that these Marines have fought aliens before, maybe not the same type of alien, but some other non-human thing that they've engaged in combat with before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, what else is out there?
If it helps, I'm pretty sure Dr. Nicholas is a geology teacher because he rocks.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
That's a thing now. That's what he does.
So do we have like a mayor or an overseer, or like what do we have? Like who's in charge of like the base?
There is absolutely like a colony administrator. That is sort of in charge of the place. And then there's sort of a administrative staff of a couple that kind of keep all that stuff together. Then there's a pretty decent like science terraforming department, and they're the people that run the big. In the movie, it's the big thing where she has sort of the showdown with the queen. Like goes down into the. It's basically a giant fusion reactor that is creating atmosphere for the planet. So that thing they kind of keep that thing running, because the whole idea with this colony is they land, they set up this crazy terraforming device, and then they spend their whole lives here getting the planet to the point where people might want to live here. Like it has the basic building blocks of a human supporting environment kind of thing. And then the other big portion of the colony is dedicated towards the survey teams that go out and look for valuable mineral deposits or whatever other resources either the colony needs or something that they could ship off world for a profit and kind of keep the place running.
Cool. For my other connection, I'd like to be connected to the colony administrator in some way. Like I'm from wherever he was from on Earth originally.
Okay.
So like that's my family heritage, so he at least knows who I am. We don't have to be close, but I just like he knows who this kid is that's like running around.
So maybe like family friend, like
that works. Like he knows my parents or whatever, and so he knows who I am because we came from the same place when we were on Earth.
I have the weirdest NPC relationships.
All right, I'm ready.
I'm gonna read this one. I don't think I'm gonna use it, but I wonder why the priest in Wasabi bought explosives and why his clothes are filthy. Like, how is that a relationship?
It's not necessarily like a relationship, like hanging out with them or whatever. It's just like some weird little detail or connection you know about somebody.
Yeah, I don't see a good way of. I mean, that's a hard one to fit in because like getting explosives and.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but getting explosives probably wouldn't be too hard, but I mean, we might have to come up with some other person.
Maybe he's a priest. He could still be a priest. Maybe he got drugs or something different, something still illicit, but not quite. I'm going to kill everybody on the planet.
Or maybe he doesn't want people to go exploring and finding weird stuff out there.
Mm.
So I mean that can work, but it's up to you. This right here is my favorite part of the game because like it makes the game for me.
You're like mining all of these things, right?
I've got my little collection of neon because they're easy to read in dim light cards.
And are you going to blow the candles out behind you as the game progresses?
Okay, we're playing 2 candles. 2 tiki torches.
10 tiki torches?
When things get bad, I'm going to put one out. When the second one goes out, you're all dead.
You're voted off the colony.
That's also when I die, because that's when the bugs come.
That's true.
So I was thinking for my second NPC, I would like to borrow that idea of the administrators, and not the administrator himself. I want to have a relationship with one of the assistant administrators. Sure. I think her name is Barbara Pasamonte. And I basically think I just go and bug because I'm curious. But she makes some time for me because, you know, for whatever her motivations are. She does act. She had a few times recently when she's been like turning off computers and shoving things into her drawer. So that's made me curious about what it is that she's afraid of seeing.
Okay. I dig it. All right. So that's 2 from everybody. I just need. Do you want to go with the crazy?
No. So I'm gonna take another one, and I've. So they think I meet with Niall, the bartender, to try to get alcohol, but I would never get drunk. I actually like him, though he keeps talking about how the board of directors for Wayland Yutani destroyed his life and the lives of so many others.
Nice.
I like it.
I'm definitely like hanging around that guy whenever I can because I like to listen to his conspiracy theories because I believe in conspiracy theories. So
I'm assuming Wayland Yutani has a board of directors. It just seems.
Oh yeah. And like, to me, the alien universe is a little bit extrapolated out of like the whole cyberpunk thing. Like, megacorps have very much taken over things and have crazy levels of power over lots of people's lives. So it's a situation where, like, yeah, obviously somebody that, like, the board of directors, they're probably almost like mythology to most people at this, you know, like they're so wealthy, they have their own planet somewhere, and like the decisions they make affect probably billions of people spread out across the galaxy, kind of a thing.
Didn't Scott say that it's in the same universe as Blade Runner?
I've never heard it officially said so, but I wouldn't doubt it. Like, it makes sense.
So I think the reason he's a bartender and had his life ruined is because he lost his leg in some sort of an accident. And he definitely has like this janky robot leg that doesn't work right. And we'll never see this character the entire game.
Except for, we'll see his leg probably.
just hopping across the courtyard. You're all like, what the hell is that? What is that?
This is Xenomorph running behind it like a dog.
Like standing at it, like.
Oh. This is really sad for everyone I like. This is horrible.
Not necessarily. Sometimes the conspiracy theory guy is the one that survives till near the end.
Ah.
Right.
Has a long lifespan.
So, after that, you need to pick your anchor. And your anchor is the NPC that your character would go to when you're hurt or scared or basically any of the conditions. They'd be somebody that might take care of you. So it could be like mom or dad, or in the case of people that don't like their mom or dad, it could be, the friendly older lady that lives next door. Or maybe it's like a med tech that, when you've been beat up, you've gone to and they put Space Bactine on it.
Can it be one of the other NPCs we just had?
Absolutely, it can.
Okay.
So, like, if you want your anchor to be Niles, the bartender with one leg, that's absolutely cool.
It definitely is.
Okay.
Xander's mom is my anchor. That's what I confide in.
Oof.
Your mom.
Oof.
I didn't mean it like that.
No, I know.
No, but I dig it.
I think Mrs. Greco, that family that I helped fix that drill bit, I think she's kind of like the person I go to. She's like the street mom that actually like lets the kids in and feeds them dinner and stuff when their parents ignore them. Because this is the future 80s, right?
Yeah. When kids were still allowed to go on it.
Right.
Because if it's an extrapolation of our current future, by the time we get to this era, children will have to be locked in a room until they're 22.
So true.
All right.
Life.
Yeah, my anchor is the janitor, Frank.
Yeah, I got him.
Yep.
Before.
Good.
Cool. I dig that. So everybody already has names. Great. Let's just go around real quick and give me like a quick sort of physical description of your kid.
Sure. Peanut is pretty skinny, and I guess he's 12, but he might be a little for 12. He kind of like, I guess I'm trying to remember, but people kind of dress on these bases, but he always wears like whatever the future equivalent of a polo and like khaki pants is, because that's, I don't know, that's just what his parents gave him, and he doesn't worry about how he. And he always has a pack of Magic playing cards in his back. His hair is kind of like light brown.
Okay.
Little shaggy. Not big on the grooming.
Gotcha. All right. Who's next?
Okay. So Artie's kind of he's 13, but he's a big kid. He's pretty tall, pretty broad shoulders. He grew. His family talked with like a thick Southern accent, so like every once in a while he'll like slip into it. and he somehow got a hold of like some Wayland Utani like coveralls, so that's like what he wears like all the time, and he has like this big wrench like in his back pocket that he's like always carrying around.
Dig it. All right. Xander?
Sure. Go. There you go. John Denver from the Breakfast Club.
All right.
That's it right there. Jean jacket, jeans, got the flannel underneath.
Awesome.
I dig it. And then Sam.
Okay, so Sam is wiry, short hair, blue eyes, wears nice new clothes. Family's a little bit more one of the more wealthy families, like not necessarily the administrator, but like her parents are scientists. So it is a she. I've decided that I was thinking one way or the other, so I made my name Sam so that we wouldn't have to wait for that decision.
Dig it.
But yeah, she has short hair, dresses in nice clothes, but not like a dress or anything like that. That's much too impractical. But nice button shirts and everything are practical for running for your life too. So I don't know.
That's all good. All right. Now I'm going to ask a question, and I'll give you guys a minute to think about it while I talk about something else. So the question I'm going to ask is what your parents do. Like, what is their job here on the colony? And take a minute, kind of think about it. Maybe both parents work. Maybe one does, one stays home. However you want to work it out, that's cool. But since it is a pretty small colony, everybody has some kind of a gig. It's not like there's a lot of unemployment when there's only 158 people on the planet. Like
you're unemployed, venting you.
Yeah, and at the same time, most colonists are there because they believe in like this is their chance to get out there and get some land and make a life for their kids and their grandkids down the road. Whereas like Earth is pretty densely populated at this point, so you have to be wildly successful to start owning a chunk of land or doing any, like living a good life on Earth is harder than setting up possibly somewhere else. So most people go with the intent of working hard to build the future, that kind of deal. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was this is a game about kids, and it's also a horror game. So I know this is digital, but at any point when we're playing, if something doesn't work for you as a person, feel free to just say X. So the X card mechanic, if you're not familiar with it, anytime something comes up in the game, if it makes you uncomfortable, you're not into it, you can totally just say X, and we will just move on. Like, whatever was happening will end, and no questions asked, we'll move on to something else. I don't intend for this to be a couple hours of sitting around talking about how children get slaughtered by aliens. Like, that's not the point of the game. It's not really fun. I mean, like, you will probably see some gory and horrible things, and I'll try and describe them pretty well. But it's not going to be about, like, horrible violence to children. Like, that's not the focus. And most stuff will probably happen a little bit off camera. Much like a movie that would get a PG-13 rating in the 80s. Like, some horrible things can happen, but it's not necessarily right in your face. But again, your kids, there's horrible aliens, bad things might happen. Like that. Let's see.
We're gonna win this one. I can feel it, guys.
Pretty sure.
Nothing bad can happen.
How do you win in a role-playing game? Is that when you kill all the NPCs?
So the Xenomorphs
Look,
win?
you're on a small, like, there's only 158 people here.
Or if the GM starts crying, and you.
God, I wonder how much gold they have.
How much experience do we get per kill?
So, I'm not. One of the other mechanical things that I wanted to talk about real quick is during the game, if you come up with something that counts as equipment, and it makes narrative sense, we'll kind of apply a +1 to +3 bonus for that item, depending on how awesome it is. Like, if you get a hold of the colony administrator's computer, that might be a +3 to doing any kind of computery stuff. But if... Sorry, apparently the whirlybird's up flying by the neighborhood. And of course I don't have a headset, so you'll get to hear all of that.
Can barely hear it.
Oh, well, good. It's way louder in real life then. Or if... much like your iconic item gives you a +2, if you can figure out a way to make it work, whatever. If you happen to find like the chief of security's key card, that might be a +3 on any kind of getting into somewhere roll, that kind of thing. So when we're playing, if something comes up narratively that you make sense that you might find, I'm totally fine with you writing it down on your sheet, and then that gives you a bonus towards logical things into the future. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions before we get into what your parents do? No? Okay. So, let's figure out what your families do for a living.
I think mine work on the reactor. I think both of them. That's where I got my tinkering thing.
Okay.
Say my mom is a medical doctor. Maybe not the chief doctor. I don't know how many doctors there are. Probably not an high number since 158 people.
There'd still be a couple.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she's a doctor. And my dad's like a astronomer or something like that. He's doing some like telescope crap that's better from here than anywhere else or whatever. Because since we're out remotely, he's surveying remote stars or something for the company.
I dig it. I like the idea he's maybe like a astrocartographer kind of a thing. Like, oh yeah, it's important to be able to figure out where the stars are based on wherever we are in the galaxy, not just having to reference back to Earth all the time.
Right.
That's cool. Peanut?
So I think my mom is one of the people who does like prospecting and going out in vehicles and checking stuff. And my dad is more of a he's like a maintenance engineer, so he fixes equipment, but not like nuclear reactors.
Cool. There's a lot of stuff that can break out here for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Xander?
My dad is a failed biologist turned sewage engineer. And mom is a biochemist.
What does your mom do?
Biochemist.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure she totally doesn't throw that in his face at all.
I mean, I don't want to be home for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
We're still paying off your student loan so you can clean up shit? What?
Hey, it's very important shit.
Somebody has
a limited it's a resource on a colony, right?
Yeah. We got to get a fertilizer somewhere.
Human manpower can never go to waste.
All right. So, I think... Well, you know what? Before we get started, let's take like 5 minutes or less if people want to take a quick break, hit the restroom, that kind of thing. And then we'll come back and I will figure out where we're going to actually start.
Sounds good.
All right. All right. Whew, I just made it. Okay. So, we're going to start, and it's just a regular random Thursday. You guys, you would have class, but the recent development with Dr. Nicholas has canceled morning classes. But that leaves you guys with the morning kind of free. You know, that they don't really have a scheduled thing for you, so you're just kind of on your own. You're supposed to have study on your own, reading from your little tablet, but come on. No kidding.
I'm reading. I'm doing my reading.
Sure, but you probably did it already, like at the beginning of the year.
You're right.
So
finished it already.
So that's cool. But there is kind of a big there's a big hubbub of activity like outside the colony buildings in like the parking garage for where all those sort of survey tractor rover things parked. And there's a lot of the survey families where they are like loading up the family, like mom and dad and the kids are piling in, and they're loading in some supplies and fueling up, you know, that kind of thing. So there's kind of a lot of activity outside when usually those crews go out, you know, one at a time, you know, once a week. Maybe they go out for a day or two and then come back. But it seems like there's most of the ones that are here at the base seem to be loading up and getting ready to go. So that would probably include
my mom.
Yes. She's probably out in the garage loading up. Also.
Can I talk to her? I mean, or do you want to? Yeah, okay. I thought you had some more exposition.
No,
Hey.
Like if you want to run down and talk to her, she's at the garage, so she's not like in your. Basically, my assumption here is that most families have sort of like an apartment in these colony buildings, so it's like several bedrooms attached to a central living area with like kitchen, dining room, living room sort of combo space. So she's not there in the apartment, but she's down at the garage for the morning.
Maybe we should just assume that we're all there because wondering what's going on.
Yeah, everybody can. If you would like to be down at the garage just checking it out, you can be. If you want to be somewhere else, that's cool with me too.
Would you maybe ask your mom in the morning because you're busy reading right now? So would she have told you maybe in the morning before she left, or
I might have asked her what she's up to. Mom, what's going on?
Sure. She probably even while fixing you some breakfast before she's getting ready to go. She's gotten some like survey marker coordinates to head out, and there's a bonus for teams that get their report back in within the next 3 or 4 days. Like it's pretty much a 3 or 4 day trip out there, and if they can get something back before the week is out, then they can get some kind of a bonus from the company for reporting back quickly. So there's a lot of families that are like, yeah, there's a bonus situation. We're gonna go.
Okay. So I'm probably trying to convince my mom she should take me. And maybe I'm following her to the garage, you know, saying, come on, Mom, you should let me go along. I can help.
All right. Why don't you give me maybe a heart charm roll?
Oh, that's my 3 plus. I actually have 1, so that'll give me 4 dice.
Yep.
Nope.
No 6s? Okay.
Nope. 2, 2, 5, 3.
She's like, no, you know, you've got your afternoon classes still. I'm just gonna be gone a couple of days. You know, you got to stay and take care of your father. You know.
Oh, Mom.
I want to make sure you guys eat well.
Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm done.
Okay. I'm snooping around as they're loading the trucks up, and I'm gonna, if I see an unattended terminal down there, I'm gonna go try and look at what they're all headed out to, and especially any classified information that I can root out.
All right. So how about a tech program?
Okay. I mean, we haven't tried rolling in here, have we? Or does it work?
No, I don't think so because I don't have the
bot.
Yeah, it didn't work. Okay, that's fine. I'll just grab some dice. My terrible dice that have rolled horribly for me for decades. I may as well grab those out here. They're right here somewhere.
You can buy more dice on Amazon really inexpensively.
Yeah, I've heard.
No. Once they arrive, then they learn from the old dice.
Oh, well, that's why you put the old ones in the microwave.
Yeah.
The other ones arrive, you put the old ones in the microwave, and you just show them what happens.
Oh crap! I just had dice here. Oh, here we go. All right, so 7d6.
Whoa!
There we go. Random dice. That's 6, 7. Okay. There we go. I got 1 6. So 1 success.
Okay.
Hey Samantha, what was your special item again? Your iconic item?
Oh, I have a portable computer. I guess I could use that to try and help me, but I don't know that I need that here.
Okay.
Roll 2 more. Maybe you can get extra successes.
Yeah.
So, that's one of the mechanical things. I probably should have asked earlier, like, who here's played Tales from the Loop before?
I have.
I did once.
So
I listened to your AP. That's it.
Oh, rock on. So if you get more than the needed number of successes, each skill sort of has some extra stuff you can get as bonuses that you can pick from. So, like, if you want to roll the 2 extra dice and use your iconic item computer, you might be able to unlock some extra coolness.
Sure, I think I might plug it in and just run some cracking routines to see if I can get through any security layers that are in there. So I'll go ahead and throw those. Nope, it doesn't help me.
It can't hurt.
No, I just threw it in. No additional success.
Oh, nothing. Okay. All right. So, with your 1 success, you're able to sort of see that there's like a bunch of survey marker destinations that are all. It's about a 3.5 day drive for the closest one, up to about 5 days for the farthest away one. And if you imagine sort of like the Rocky Mountains of North America, they kind of run north to south. Basically, these survey teams have to cross over this big mountain range and get to the other side, and then the sort of the valley that's on the other side of this big mountain range is where they're surveying up and down. But I mean, it's like a range of hundreds of kilometers. That's why they're sending out multiple teams. So there's sort of various teams that are all going out to these various spots. So, like, imagine, at the north end is probably like, San Francisco, and then the south end of this range is probably like San Diego.
Okay.
So it's a 400-mile stretch in there. Okay. So there's probably 5 or 6 teams going out to kind of try and run this survey up and down that space.
Anything about what they're looking for?
No, there isn't any specifics about what they're looking for, just that these orders came from corporate off planet.
Interesting. Okay. Somebody else got something they want to do in there? Is anyone else down in the garage?
Yeah, definitely. I am there, and I'm helping the family, the Greco family, like change one of the tires on their tractor, like, or on their rover thing before they can go out. It's kind of like the last minute. They're using all the hands they can get to make sure they get out there on time. And I think when I'm there, I'm like plying Mr. and Mrs. Greco for information. I'm like, so what's going on? What are y'all up to? Why all the rush?
Okay. They're like, I don't even think that they would really need a role here. They're pretty friendly with you, and you're helping them out, and basically, they're going to get an extra 1,000 credits on top of the usual payment for any kind of a corporate assigned kind of a thing. So, and 1,000 credits is probably like half a month's salary for somebody. So like it's a significant chunk for them to get out there as quick as they can and get a report sent back in to the company. And they don't really have any more information about why they're going out there, just that this is an off-world request, which is rare, but it can happen. Like, you know, one of the supply ships flying over might have noticed something. Some corporate guy is looking at satellite imagery that has come back, and they have geologists that do almost like the guys that look for oil on Earth with satellite imagery and stuff. They have people that do that kind of thing. So like maybe they're thinking like, oh well, maybe there's a pretty rich deposit of something out there. Maybe this bonus could translate into us staking a claim on something and being able to really rake it in. If they find like a quality like uranium deposit or something that could really be worth a lot. So it's kind of a race to get out there, and if they can get out there before other families, then maybe they could claim more of whatever's out there. So it's a pretty big competition.
Well, Sam and I would be really helpful on this process. Every hand helps, and Sam is really good with that computer stuff, and how good I am with my hands on this stuff. Why don't you let us come with? I think we could be a huge benefit.
Well, I mean, if you kids want to talk to your parents,
fried, man.
Like I can't just be like, yeah, I'm going to kidnap some kids and take them out surveying.
That's okay. They don't care.
Right, it's coming back. Take your own surveyor. Is this scene like a situation where we all like? Is it like a fairly compact scene? So I can that Sam and Artie are up to things.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big garage.
No?
It's
No,
like imagine
no sound.
When you drive into somewhere and it's got like 5 or 6, well, probably more like 10 big like roll up garage door bays for those kind of survey things. Technology. And there's probably 5 or 6 groups that are getting ready to go out. Yes.
Is it possible that are other people just coming out to see people
super green
to the sides? So is there any possibility that my NPC, the assistant administrator, Barbara Pasamonte?
I don't see why not.
Okay.
Like, that's kind of it's kind of a big day, so
yeah.
Okay. Somebody be down here, and she's sort of checking off like who's going to which survey markers, the kind of a thing. Sure.
Okay. I'm going to go up to her, but I'm not saying anything yet.
Okay.
I just want to book that.
Okay. No problem. So yeah, you can totally kind of loiter just inside of her peripheral vision, so she starts to notice you after a little bit as she's working on her tablet. For sure.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to go check in on Nicholas. There.
Oh, okay.
So I've gone static on my end.
You got an all max headroom going on.
Seriously,
pretty cool.
I've never seen that in digital.
It's totally 80s. It's 80s.
Yeah. The 80s.
Adjust the tracking. Adjust the tracking.
Audio still okay.
Damn UHF channels.
Okay, well, maybe I'll take the opportunity to actually go talk to Barbara.
For sure.
It's not that big of a deal, but I don't think my mom has told me the full. And I'm gonna ask Barbara. I'm gonna say, Miss Pasamonte. Miss Pasamonte, I heard that that every prospector goes out there gets a huge bonus. Is that?
Yeah, the corporate has decided that they're giving out big bonuses on top of the usual rate for survey crews this time. So somebody got to burr up their ass about something.
Is it by the amount of area that each prospector covers, or is it just by how many people go out?
Well, I could probably see about talking them into a bigger bonus for crews that are more successful. They cover more ground.
Really? Okay, I'm gonna go talk to my mom because she said I might be able to, and I'm gonna see if I can help her out. You think also get some bonus, even like a junior?
Well, I'm sure we could probably find something. Sure.
All right, great, thanks. I'm gonna go talk to my mom again. So can I talk to my mom again and try using one of the techniques to use luck point or something?
Well, you don't have to use a luck point yet. I'll just give you another roll. But
Okay.
I'll give you a +2 dice bonus for having like another logical argument why you should go.
Okay.
So the same roll, heart charm.
Okay.
And then you get 2 extra dice for now. Okay. You have this piece of information that's acting like an item.
Okay.
So, yes.
So I go up to my mom. I get 4 dice +2. I say, Mom, you know what? If I go out with you, I can help get a bigger bonus for our family. I think Dad can go out to eat while we're gone. Think. I'll make the roll.
Yeah, I can go to space.
Okay, this time I got 3 6s.
Oh, all right.
3 6s and 3 3.
Okay, cool. So first off, you're successful. So she's like, well, okay, if you talked your way into getting a bigger like getting you a bonus and me a bonus, all right, she's on board for that. With your extra successes, you can choose 2 of the following.
Yeah.
They keep believing you. You have formed a lasting relationship, but you kind of already have that.
Hope so.
They will take risks to help you. They'll try and persuade others on your behalf. And then the other 2 don't really make sense. Well, I guess you could pick they're impressed with what you did, or the last one is infatuated, but that's creepy. And
I think that, like, because I know in some of the other skills you can give a bonus. Can you die to other people or something? Like
there are, but
she will.
You could make it so will try and persuade others.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is that that we have this information, she might also tell the other families that, hey, if your kid goes out, they want really all hands, or even taking preteen. That information is coming from will help. So basically, help other people.
Yeah, I dig that.
Okay.
Wait, so I'm gonna come over where Artie.
Yo.
Yeah. So, were you asking them if you could go along? Were they gonna let you go?
They said I had to ask my mom and dad, but I don't think they're gonna care. It's part of living here, right?
I mean, I didn't really want to go because we're gonna be stuck in that cab for 3 days or whatever. But Peanut's going, and I really want to. I don't want Peanut to get to go if I don't get to go.
Peanut's going?
Apparently.
Oh, yeah, we all gotta
Peanut,
go.
Yeah, and we can't just let Peanut go by himself. I mean, come on.
I run over to you two, and I'm like, hey, Artie, I'm going on the trip. You should come too. And then I kind of look at Sam, and I'm like, oh, hi, Sam.
Hi.
I'd be like, Peanut, come on. She's useful too. She, you guys are the smartest people on the base.
Some of us are.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it depends on how you define smart. I mean, because I'm smart, but she's good at stuff, but that's not necessarily smart.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I totally want to go, and Sam wants to go, and we gotta go.
Hey, you can get bonuses. So, I just talked to Mrs. Pasamonte, and she said that we could totally get a bonus. Maybe not a full bonus, but if we help out, that they really need.
Wow, that's a humdinger. All right, I'm gonna try without my parents. I'm gonna ask them and see if we can make this happen.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm gonna go. And so I sprint to my parents. Are my parents in the bay, or are they down working on the reactor?
Well, it's up to you whether they're like if it's their shift on at work. If they're like on the big reactor thing, like that's kind of a trip. Like it's separate from the main building, like the main colony, for obvious reasons. Like having a big fusion reactor right next door to where you sleep isn't super awesome.
Right. I would like them to be in the bay, if at all possible. Like they're coming to see everybody else, kind of thing. Because I would like to kind of go up to them and ask them kind of the deal or whatever. But
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Can you guys hear me now?
Hey, there's Troy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Zach. Yes.
I didn't want to keep. I wanted to keep not interrupting, but I wanted to find out if I got it to work. So no video apparently. My webcam died, but I'm using my headset microphone.
Okay.
So weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It just gave up.
You actually sound way clearer though.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'm fine with if you want them to be down there. Maybe they've got friends. You know,
They're probably close to
they're-
the Grecos too.
sure. They'd probably come down and be like, "Hey, all right, have a safe trip." You know,
Okay.
it's up to you if like your mom makes cookies or that kind of thing.
I think my mom totally makes bad cookies, like the ones that are like a rock and like the,
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's what my mom makes.
Cookie jerky. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
So I'll just use my computer to contact my mom in the medical bay. Like, hey, mom.
Mm-hmm.
They're letting the kids go on this expedition thing out to the mountains. You know, the one with the big bonuses, and they said we could get bonuses too. And Peanut is going, and I really want to go, and Artie's going too. I mean, they're letting basically every kid in the station go. So I was just thinking that maybe you could let me go too, because you know that'd be really, you know, everybody gets to go, and I'd like to go. So can I go? I mean, I did all my schoolwork on the computer. It's not gonna, you know, nothing's gonna get behind or anything like that. I'm already ahead anyway.
Well, I guess since your teacher's here with me, yeah. What family are you gonna ride out with?
Who was it? What were their names? I can't remember. I'm sorry. The Grecos.
Okay.
The Grecos. Yeah. Artie was fixing their wheel, and that's and they're taking him. So I was figuring I could go too with them. They got enough room. They got the bigger unit compared to some of the others because they got the drill or whatever on there. I don't know.
Sure. All right. If you want to go with them, that's okay. Just make sure all your school assignments are turned in.
Okay.
So,
All right. Definitely.
I expect you to do your work.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. It'll all be done right away. And I'm going to go grab my bag and I'm going to head back down there and get on the thing. Thanks, Mom. I love you. Bye.
Okay, bye.
So while he was talking to his mom, I want to sneak in and see how Dr. Nicholas is doing.
Okay. Why don't you give me well, I don't know if it has to be a
Whatever you want. Don't matter.
yeah. Well, I'm thinking like I don't think it has to be sneak. But it might need to be heart charm, because there's more than obviously there's more than one person on duty in a medical bay. So even though she's kind of distracted, you're still gonna have to talk to the nurse that's working or whatever.
All right.
So
I'm kind of like, they don't have school today, so I'd really like it if I could see how my friend Dr. Nicholas is doing.
All right.
Let's roll 5 and 1 success.
okay, that's all you need for sure. Yeah, okay. He's pretty stable. He's just in a coma, so we're doing what we can to keep him supported, and hopefully he'll be back with us soon. So she kind of leads you around the corner, and then there's a it's not like a hospital because it's not that big, but there's probably maybe 6 beds that all have the pull across curtain for privacy kind of thing.
Mm-hmm,
And he's laying on the first bed.
Okay.
And you can see they've got him hooked up to some monitors and stuff, and he seems pretty at peace. You know, he's laying there unconscious, but he doesn't look like anything horrifying is going on with him. Like, he's got an IV, but he's not hooked up to all kinds of machines or anything other than that. He's breathing on his own and everything else. So
Cool. He doesn't look traumatized. He's just in a coma.
yeah.
Cool.
He doesn't have. I'm not making the joke from character creation that he's got weird leg marks on his. Like, that's not a thing.
Okay. So I'm just gonna put my hand on his shoulder and say, "Come back soon. We need a better teacher." And
Oh, snap.
I guess I'm just gonna make my way out and see what other trouble I can get into. Maybe I'll see what all that hubbub is out in the garage.
For sure.
Yeah.
You can get out to the garage, no problem. All right. So I guess let's do Artie with parents.
Yeah. So I like run up and I'm like, Mom, Dad, so I was just helping the Grecos, and honestly, they super need my help. Like, they're not going to be able to do this trip without me. Like, they basically told me that. And so, you know, I'm going to go with them if that's cool with you guys, because, like, I think it's really the best for them. Like, they're family friends. Like, it's the most important thing. Friendship. Raw.
You see your mom, and she's totally starting to give the, like, no, like, that kind of face is coming out. But you see your dad, and he kind of looks over your shoulder and gives a nod, and then he kind of reaches over and like taps your mom on the shoulder. Not taps, but like puts his hand on her shoulder in a comforting way, and is like, "Yeah, you know what? You're not doing anything at school right now. Go, like, learn a trade, get out there, do your thing."
Thanks, Dad. I'll be the best engineer ever.
And I think he's probably pretty proud. Like, he's like, yeah, my kid is motivated to not be a little shit. That's awesome. And then, like, when you turn back around and look, like, you can see Mr. Greco, and he's standing there, and he's kind of like got his arms crossed, but he's standing in front of the tire that you were just helping that's now on the vehicle again, and like he's kind of like gives you the like, come on over
Yes.
kind of move.
Nice. So yeah, I sprint over there, I grab my bag, whatever, that I brought because I was prepared.
Cool. Is that everybody talked onto a vehicle? No.
So when Xander shows, I think I will go to him and say, Xander, kids can go on this. They need everybody. They need help. You get a bonus. I think I can get you on my mom, whatever it's called, all-terrain exploratory.
No, I can get on it, no problem. Now, hold on. Just so I have this clear, so Sam and Artie are on one vehicle, and then Peanut is on another, completely different vehicle, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. I'm just gonna go up and pop in the back of the Land Rover. Nobody's gonna see me. I'm just gonna crawl right in there of Peanut's Land Rover.
Okay. So you're just gonna sneak your way on there, right?
Oh yeah. Nobody has to know till we've left the base.
Why don't we do a body sneak?
I love it.
Lean into that skill.
This is what I've been looking for. No, it's not my best, but it's a good one. No successes.
Oh.
Oh snap!
You can use a luck point.
You can now. You have a couple of options. So if you get no successes, you spend a luck point, and then that'll give you a whole reroll. You can mark a condition that'll do the same thing. You can reroll anything that wasn't a success. Or like if your pride applies, you could use that, but I wouldn't recommend that at this point.
I mean, I definitely got caught sneaking onto this vehicle. I think that happened.
Okay. Yeah, that's the other. I mean, you don't have to get success.
Yeah, I think I definitely got caught. Like I thought I was super sneaky, and like Peanut's standing there watching me, and then like, his mom looks at Peanut and then looks over to me. Like it was just like,
yeah, like you're like closing the airlock door thing, like on the back, and like his mom walks around the corner and is like stares dead at you, like, really?
Quick question before this like finishes. How does the help mechanic work in this game again?
If it makes logical sense that your character can help in a situation, you can give 1 die, like as a +1 to whatever their roll is.
And that has to be before they roll, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm a little flexible, like if you had some idea or something. But in general, it's like, oh, hey, I think like we're trying to wedge this door open. Oh, I'm going to jump on and help. That's +1 to whatever their roll is.
Gotcha.
I think, like, okay, since Xander is my friend, I'm a little annoyed trying to sneak into my mom's vehicle, but at the same time, I want him to come along because he's my exploration. So I'd be like, "Oh, Mom, I was just showing him. You know what? We should invite Xander with us because he can be really helpful, and his family could get the bonus. Don't you think that's a great idea? We have room. We have supplies."
Yeah, Mrs. Torres, I can totally help out. Sorry, I was just trying to have a little fun.
Let's do. I feel like we're leaning on the charm a lot here, but let's go ahead and do. This is going to be a little weird. Let's do a heart sneak roll, because she's gonna look at you and go. She knows kind of what kind of kid you are, and she's like, oh yeah, okay, so you were just playing around, whatever. But she's like, you can come along with us, but it has to be okay with your parents first. So this would be to convince her that you have approval of your parents, unless you want to go try and get approval from your parents for real.
So hold on. Before he rolls that, and I see all this kind of happening as I'm running over to the Greco car, and I realize what just happened, and I want to run up to them, and I'm like, hey, Xander, you're going, right? Because your parents just said you were going.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought so.
Awesome.
Well, don't.
I hope I can.
Don't fall off the rover or anything, and just and I walk away.
Sure. Yeah. So that could be a +1 for sure.
All right.
Let's still do heart sneak.
Now that's 8 dice I'm rolling.
Whoa.
3 successes.
There we go.
Okay. Wow. So, you're totally convincing. You're like, oh yeah, I just talked to my mom and she's cool with me going on the trip. It's we're not busy in school. Like, you have just all of the lies lined up to make it totally convincing. With your extra how many? I'm sorry, you got 3?
2, I got 3 total.
So 2 extras. For sneak, you can give a success to another kid, but I don't think anybody else needs one. Or you can find something unexpected.
Let's find something unexpected.
2 dice worth of find something unexpected. I'll give you something big. So you get into, like, since you're already climbed up and you're halfway into the rover, you're gonna get in there first. And like on the communications panel, it shows the map that has like the survey plots and which one this rover is supposed to be going to. But I'll let you move the assignments around so that the 2 rovers are near each other if you want.
That sounds like it would help the DM a lot. So let's not do that.
If you don't want to take that, that's fine.
No, it sounds great. Like that's fine. That's good.
I was gonna hack the computer to do that if I had to anyway.
Well, this is better than hacking. This is hacking with heart.
White hat.
All right. So, like the computer automatically sort of reroutes everybody, and gets everybody their assignments. And you guys are sort of like at the southern end of this exploration. So you're both sort of heading the same direction for most of the trip. It takes probably a half hour more of people like bringing down some food packs and making sure that the tanks are topped up for water and fuel and all that kind of stuff is going on. And then this caravan is getting ready to head out. So you guys are all in your respective rovers. And you guys are the last two rovers to depart, right? So you guys are heading out. Right as the rovers are leaving, you see... That's actually the thing about this game that I wish existed in the rules, is like a notice check. There isn't something in the rules for that at all. So you guys
like
see,
investigate?
kind of, but that's
Yeah.
it's kind of wonky to make it work. But I'll just tell you what you see, because sure. You see that there are several of the base medical personnel people that are hustling from like the residential building over to like the admin building where the medical bay is and stuff. But they're all kind of going over there quickly. Even the ones that aren't on duty. Like, you know that the mom she's working today, and you talked. I'm pointing to the people on the screen like you're going to be able to know who I'm talking about. But Xander, you went and talked to the nurse, so you already knew that those two were the ones on duty. But you guys see like the off-duty, like the chief medical officer and like the other two nurses that aren't off duty. They're all heading over towards where the med bay is, and then you guys roll out of the base.
I'd say before we get too far away, I maybe try to use my computer to see if I can do Wi-Fi connection and see if I can get any like hack into the comm system or email or something like that. You know, whatever they would use to send out like a alert message, and see if I can find out why all those people are running over there. Are they like running over there?
They're moving with purpose.
But it's like all of them, like all the medical people.
Yeah, like
except my mom.
The three off-duty people that weren't working today.
They would be sleeping at this time or something.
Yeah, like they'd either be asleep or off duty or whatever. Recreation time.
Since I'm using my portable computer, then do I get the 2 extra dice?
Absolutely, and this would be a calculate.
Okay, so that's a tech calculate.
Tech calculate, yes. Sorry.
Yep. So it's typically tech calculate anyway, but so 6, 7, 8.
So you got 8 successes.
8 dice, but now I have 3 successes.
I was like, holy crap!
Yeah,
Okay.
8 successes.
Yahtzee!
Buried the needle. No, 3 successes though.
Okay, so with your first success, you get 2 questions, and with your 2 other successes, you get a bonus question each that you can ask me about the situation, and I will answer honestly, although maybe not completely.
Yeah. Fair enough. So is it there's like some specific questions that I'm supposed to ask, right? Or
no, the questions are entirely up to you. There isn't like a list to choose from.
Okay. I will ask you, what is the nature of the alert? Like what level of alert is it? Is it like a high level alert that they're like a station-wide alert that we're just kind of missing out on because we're not seeing the flashing lights because we're leaving, or is it like
no
more? Okay.
It is not like a general quarters kind of alarm situation.
Is there anything about what the reason is why they're hauling people out of bed and everything to come over?
Yeah. There is like you managed to get into sort of like the pager system, right? So like it would be the automated thing that would keep contacting a person that is required to do something until they answer. And it turns out that Dr. Niklas was having like some kind of a seizure reaction. And they were trying to get it under control, but they needed additional personnel because he was getting pretty violent, apparently.
Okay.
So 2 more questions. And you can save them for a while if you want, as long as they kind of apply to the same source of information. You could always ask something later.
Yeah, I'll just grab whatever other whatever other or other data that I can grab, and I'll kind of be listening to that as we go along. And if I think of another question, we'll go with that.
Absolutely, that's cool. So you got your two questions left.
Yep, cool. Thanks.
No problem. So you guys are rumbling out across, like, it's kind of a flat plain for quite a ways. So it's pretty, and probably the first, 50, 100 kilometers is already broken in a little bit because there's some traffic that's been out here in these rovers before. It's kind of starting to tamp down a dirt road, basically. So it's pretty boring. Like, you guys are now on a family road trip where you're sitting in the back. It's not super great, but you do have access to like your little learning tablets that you all have. In the case of Sam, you have like your actual computer, so you can do more stuff with it. That kind of deal. But it's pretty easy going for the rest of that first day. Most of the rovers, after like it gets into night, they all sort of, for an archaic term, they sort of circle the wagons right at night. So like everybody kind of pulls up and kind of forms a little barrier against the wind so that people can get out, stretch their legs sort of in the courtyard that they set up between the rovers a little bit. But unless there's something specific you guys want to do tonight, it's pretty just uneventful. One of the families, they brought s'mores and they're kind of roasting them over like a blowtorch thing and passing them out to the kids and that kind of stuff. But it's pretty uneventful.
The only thing I'd like to do, is there any way that we could like get away to where all of our data pad things are able to connect, where we can type into each other and stuff while we're on the road?
That sounds like sort of a combination between you and Sam to achieve. So we'd need tech tinker.
I got that.
And then a tech program.
So we both roll, or do you want one of us to kind of help the other kind of thing, or?
Well, why don't you both roll? Because you might get, there's some differences in what can happen with both extra success.
Okay.
But you can each give each other a +1.
So 8 dice. Oh, I dropped 1. Oh, I'll just re-roll 1.
I got 1 success out of.
I got 0 successes.
Out of 8 dice. I got 1
I told
success.
you these dice are garbage.
All right. You guys like
something with the electromagnetic.
At least you guys are feeling my pain with 7 dice, no success.
I'll spend a luck. I'm gonna spend a luck. I'm gonna spend a luck and re-roll this because that's garbage.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Early. Getting it early, the young.
Okay, I got 1 success.
Nice.
Jeez, I'm like stupid.
Okay. So you each got a success. You've managed to like clip a little like wireless connection module onto each of the tablets. So now you all have like chat messaging between each other, and like you can all share information, and it kind of uses Sam's better computer as like a home base. So like Sam can share out stuff that she uncovers to your tablets, even if you're like writing the different cars. Like you're successful at doing it.
So I'll
Unless
send
there's
you
some
guys
other
all-
specific thing you wanted them to do.
I'll just send all the medical information and alert information out to everybody and be like, look at this, guys. So that way other people can maybe ask a question if they thought of anything. Also that Xander knows about Dr. Nicholas, but that wasn't the top of my thought, really. But
Sure.
Yeah.
You guys all see that initial report. And they haven't updated like a medical file or anything yet.
am I still able to connect back to the main base?
You are. It's not quite as fast. So like you're not able to get like real-time video or anything, but like you can still access kind of like back in the day with the original iPhone at this point. Like your bandwidth is just real low. Like you're like, cool, yeah, I can bring up a map. It's gonna take me a minute, but I can get it.
Right.
That kind of thing. So, but you're still able to get basic data stuff for sure.
Okay, cool.
I say, Sam, anything else happen since then? Can you check?
No. I did check, and there's nothing. There's no more information. They don't have any updates on his condition or anything. So I assume he's the same. I mean, I don't know.
Can you ask your mom?
Did anything happen to him since? What's going on?
I guess I could call my mom.
Yeah, you can still make a voice call, like on the radio.
But she's gonna wonder why I know this. So I don't really want to reveal that I got this information from the computer. It's not exactly public information.
Just tell her you saw a bunch of people moving around and want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try calling my mom.
All right.
Phone a friend.
It takes a while, but eventually she gets on the radio with you, and she's like, "Is everything okay?" Like she sounds a little stressed out, but she's also seems pretty concerned about why you're calling. Like, something happened? Is everybody okay? Like, what's going on?
Hey, mom. I just we noticed like when we were leaving, and I didn't think about this until now, but I was thinking maybe something was up with Dr. Nicholas because we saw these like off-duty guys like Bob and Jethro running over towards the med bay, and I thought Jethro was supposed to be asleep. I thought he was the night guy, and I just figured like something must be going on, and I thought maybe Dr. Nicholas was involved, so I figured I just wanted to find out if he was okay and everything. Is he okay? Is there something else going on, like weird?
And we're all like standing around him, and I'm like, psst, and tell him Xander's really worried.
Xander's super worried about Dr. Nichols. He won't shut up about it. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say shut up. I mean, he doesn't keep talking about it. So,
but it's true, he won't shut up about it.
So, she's like, you can hear in her voice that she's immediately like relieved that it's not something wrong with you guys. But she's like, well, Dr. Nicholas, shortly after you talked to me earlier, he started having some additional symptoms, and we've had to move him into like isolation ICU kind of situation. He was having some problems. We got things kind of under control. She's being very like generic. She's not telling you exactly what his symptoms were or what, but that they've got him stable and he's moved into an ICU thing now. But she's not telling you exactly what was going on.
Is this like a big chat call? Like, are we all on the call, or is this just in their car?
Well, you're probably all standing around the radio. Like,
I thought. Sorry,
we stopped for the night and we're having this phone call.
I don't know how I missed that. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
I was just going to use my computer, but I normally have headphones that so that people don't notice that I'm listening to comm logs that I'm not supposed to listen to, but I switch it to speaker. So you guys can talk if you want. And Xander heard you, so he's really worried now. He looks like super worried.
What other symptoms? Can we figure out what's going on? Is he going to be okay?
Well, we're doing everything we can, and he's, like I said, he's stable again, and everything else. We're not exactly sure what was going on, but we're working on it, and we're doing some additional tests. That kind of the sort of generic doctor dismissal of family members that aren't medically trained, kind of. Like
Aww.
I'm sure it's fine.
Okay.
Additionally, legitimately, like a doctor wouldn't be telling non-family members.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Like, oh yeah, here's all this stuff that's about. He was having horrible pain in his dick, or something like that. Like that's.
Again, Mom, come on. How many of these do you get per week? No.
We go through so much antibiotics here. It's crazy.
Okay. Well, guess we already had that talk. Yeah. So, okay, Mom. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. We just wanted to make sure everything was okay, and it's kind of okay, I guess. So, thanks for telling us.
Safe out there, okay? Everything here is under control, and everything will be okay. You just concentrate on being out there and doing your best, and have some fun, okay?
Okay, we will.
Thanks,
okay,
Mrs.
thanks.
Edwards.
Okay, bye.
Thanks.
Love you. Bye. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Ew.
See, Xander, I said she was totally fine.
Doesn't sound totally fine. He's still in a coma, and then it got worse. How could it be fine?
Fine now.
But fine isn't in a coma.
Well, yeah.
She said he's stable, so it must be okay.
You mean stable in ICU? That's usually meaning that you're in big trouble. So
a stable
we should
coma
go back.
Is better than a non-stable coma. That's all I'm saying.
We should go back. We need to check on him.
I don't think they're going to turn around. They won't get their bonus.
Yeah, I think we're kind of stuck in this, Xander.
Wait. No. I mean, well,
at least we can check up on him.
If the comms were down, they'd have to return back to base because they wouldn't have any way to communicate any emergencies back. So maybe I could. Maybe the comms could go down.
Sam. Even if we go back, we can't help him. Let's just go, and then you can check. Hey, can you see the camera in his room?
I don't think so. I could try.
Maybe just the photo.
That would be like you can try. I'll let you try, but it's gonna need like 3 successes because it's with the crappy bandwidth you have out here. Like accessing a camera feed would be really hard.
Can I try to makeshift an antenna for him to make it a little bit better?
Sure, if you want to do like a tech tinker kind of a thing.
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
And if you're successful with that, it can add to his roll, like an item.
Okay. One success out of 7 dice.
So it'll add like a +1 dice to mine or something like that.
Yeah. We'll say it's a +1 antenna. So like he rewired one of the big antennas on top of the rover and switched it over to the frequency that can do a data connection instead of the voice connection. So you get plus.
Okay, so I'll try a tech program again.
Sure.
+1, 8 dice, and only no successes.
Are you kidding me?
Man.
We're just too far out. It's not working.
Oh, I guess it just shows you can't do everything with computers,
Well, you know what? Why don't you show me what you can do with a book? What's a book going to do for us here?
Yeah,
maybe I'll learn to do something. Anyway, it's good.
Maybe I can wipe my butt with paper. That's about it.
I'm going back to my mom.
Fine.
You're like, I'm out of here. Just, I've had enough of this.
10-year-old trash talking.
It's awesome.
I'm 12, just because I'm small for my age.
Yeah.
I've played video games online. I know that 10 and 12-year-olds can talk trash with them. Sure.
I pat Sam on the shoulder. I'm like, you tried.
Yeah. I do.
So, you guys all roll out your sleeping bags, and everybody's sleeping like in the rover. But because outside, like, you can go outside. It rains a lot. It's kind of windy a lot. It's not great weather to sleep out under the stars kind of situation. But throughout the night, nothing major happens. Like, you guys are all free to, if there's anything else anybody wanted to do before tomorrow, you can. But it's just after the sugar rush of the s'mores wears off, everybody kind of fades pretty quick and goes to bed. The next morning, when you get up, one of the rovers is already gone. Like, you guys are waking up, and one of the other families, they have apparently sealed up their rover and taken off already in the morning. And everybody else is sort of like just waking up, fixing some instant coffee, that kind of stuff. But like, you can see the adults, and they're kind of annoyed. They're like, "Oh, I see what's going on here." Like, they're making a run. They're trying to snag something that the rest of us aren't going to get to. That kind of deal. But they're off, like, out of visual range from here. So they've been gone for a while.
Wow.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I say, Mom, should we get going? Does it matter if we're there later, or does it matter?
Well, if somebody gets out there and lays a claim on something, maybe they'll get ahead of us. But like, you can tell she's already like in the process of like pre-warming the engine and getting everything like set to go. So like, she's rolled up her sleeping bag already, and she's like, "Why don't you pack up your stuff? You and Xander, you pack up your stuff. Be ready to roll out. Like, we'll all be going quick." And most of the other families seem to be doing the same. The Grecos are like, "Oh," like, you can hear the dad, and he's kind of mumbling under his breath, and he's like, "Damn, swear people, they charge out in front of you and steal everything they could if they, He's kind of like a mumble cursor, like that kind of dad.
So I'm like trying to do the responsible thing and like pack it up ahead of time, but I'm doing like the half-ass thing where you're just like shoving the sleeping bag in instead of like rolling it and just like making a mess. But like, I'm hurrying because I want to get it done fast, and so like everything's a mess. And then like, I quote unquote help Peanut do basically the same thing.
And it gets the job done. Like, Mom is not, she's not spending time worried about if you guys have like secured everything into cupboards and stuff. She's just like, "All right, you guys ready to go?" Like, and the rest of the families all start rolling out within about 5 minutes of each other. So you're all pretty close on the road again.
While we're driving, I want to send a message to Xander and be like, "Hey, your packing up job looked really good, buddy."
Thanks.
I'm just, yeah.
Sorry, continue.
No, that's what I live for right there. So you guys are on the road, and you can. We'll say that Mrs. Greco is trying to use like the radio and get a hold of the other rover that took off, and she's not talking trash like, "Oh, we're gonna catch you and you're gonna be in real trouble," but she's clearly like annoyed, and she's like, "How far ahead are you guys? Like, which spot are you still heading to your assigned spot, or like what's your plan? Like, what's going on?" And you're not getting she's not getting any response on the radio.
Boy, if we had both audio antennas, Artie, I bet we could talk to them.
It is working perfectly fine. Perfectly fine.
All the families kind of agree mutually that they're gonna just push on through and not stop for lunch. So lunch is something quick and instant, rehydrated in a pack, like dehydrated SpaghettiOs or something horrible.
Yeah,
sounds awesome.
Oh.
Like it's not even like ramen good; it's sub ramen.
I can totally see Peanut being stoked though. It's like your first time ever having this super bizarre on the road food. You're like, oh man.
I'm definitely loving it because I don't think my mom's ever overnight, even though she's a this is the first time I've ever gone this far. I'm totally psyched.
And I think your family, Peanut, is probably kind of unique because most of the survey families are mom and dad are both surveyors. So they're loading up the family and going a lot. So there's probably maybe one other solo survey person at the colony, that kind of deal.
So maybe she has some sort of she works sometimes with another solo because of that, because they don't want to go out alone. Maybe.
Yeah. And sometimes they do. Sometimes the solo teams, they don't usually go as far. But there's still stuff to do within the first couple 100 kilometers of the colony. So they're still been doing work even solo sometimes. But sure, they probably team up sometime. As you get to nightfall the second day, the colony has been sending requests for location updates, and even though nobody's really supposed to get there until day 3, they're still is everybody on course? You guys making good progress? Anybody got stuck in the sand? Anything weird happening? The amount of communication seems a little weird. Okay, guys, we know we're going out there. We'd report back if there was big problems, but there's not. We're still driving. It's like the nervous relative that keeps calling. So how far are you along the drive? You gonna be here soon? How?
Oh, God.
When is that gonna? Oh, you gonna be here in time for lunch? No, maybe dinner. Keep getting messages like that from corporate or from the colony, but you can all pretty much tell it's somebody's breathing down their neck.
I want to at some point ask my mom if I can call Frank, the janitor. Okay, and I want to. If she says yes, I want to call Frank, and I want to say, Frank, can you check on Dr. What's Nicholas?
Sure.
Let us know his status, because it seems like something's really wrong with him, but we're not getting any. I just want to do this to stick it in Sam's craw. That's my motivation.
Oh wow!
Computers aren't always the answer. Human intelligence.
Exactly.
That's perfect. Yeah.
If I can do that,
Yeah. Well, here's the important question. You're specifically asking for permission to do it, or you just want to try and do it?
If I think I can just do it, then I will just try to do it.
You probably can.
If if she's taking a nap or something, the vehicle's self-driving. Yeah. So, I'll try to do it. I may not know how to use the equipment though.
It's not super complicated,
right?
Because it's not like there's a lot of people you'd call on this planet.
Yeah,
150.
I'm pretty sure I have his number.
Yeah, 50 of them are on the road.
Right.
Yeah.
It's probably 100 number total.
Right, exactly. What's your phone number? 3.
7.
£3.
Right. Oh yeah, you got to dial 9 to get an outside line first. So yeah. So it is that part is trivial. You can get a hold of Frank, and he kind of picks up the phone, and he's talking to you, and he's like, "Oh, you went out with the survey crew. That's awesome!" Like,
Yes,
he's excited for you.
So cool, Frank. It's so cool. I wish you could be here.
Well, if I left, this place would be swimming in its own dirt.
I know. You do such good work, man. Hey, do you think you could like our friend's his favorite teacher, Dr. Nicholas, is like really sick or something, and he's in the ICU, but nobody will tell us like what's going on with him for real. Do you because I know you like clean everywhere. Do you think you could like have you been in there, or do you think you could like check it out? Because we really worried about him.
Okay. Let's do a heart contact roll.
Heart contact?
Contact.
Is that what you said? Yeah, okay. That's 4 dice for me. So
give yourself a +1 because it's your anchor. Like,
great.
And we've learned so far, you need at least 8 dice to get 1 success.
Yeah. Okay, I actually got 2, 2, 4, 2, 6.
So you got 2 6s. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Sam, we just suck. That's what this comes down to.
Pretty much.
So,
I told you I'm going to win.
That's what you get for condescending to me.
he tells you that he's already like he's like, oh yeah, yesterday that was a big deal. Yeah, Dr. Nicholas was something came over him. He got real sick. He was having convulsions and stuff, and he got sick. He threw up all over the place and made a huge mess. Like I had to go clean up the bay that he was in before they moved him into the isolation room.
Isolation room?
Yeah, it's isolation room like ICU style. Like it's not just out in the med bay. Like they have a place for somebody that's like if somebody got severe burns or something, they'd want to isolate them to keep them from getting infection and that kind of stuff.
I see.
Don't take it like isolation room, like, oh yeah, clearly infected with Ebola or something.
Zombies.
Right.
Turns out,
I lured you all in thinking this was going to be aliens, but it's going to be zombies.
I'm in. Whatever.
But no, well, yeah, they moved him in there, and they had to give him like some big medicine stuff. Like the 2 doctors were giving him a lot of different stuff into his IV bag, and finally they got him. They had to strap him down to the bed, and but eventually, like, he stopped having his crazy seizure thing, and like he doesn't know the medicine part, but he's just relaying kind of what he saw when they called him to help clean up.
as a 15-year-old, I find it more helpful this way.
That makes sense.
But yeah, he's like, yeah, it was kind of a big mess. And they've still been watching him like a hawk since then. They were talking about, like they couldn't isolate the cause. That's what they said. Yeah, those big words.
Okay. Well, could if like here this is I'm calling from my mom's rover. Can you like let us know, hear anything else? Because I mean, otherwise I don't think anybody's going to tell us. Thanks for telling me, because yeah, we're really worried. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the best.
So with your extra success, you can totally convince him to be like, yeah, all right, I'll keep my ear out. I'll sweep down that corridor and see what I can see. That that kind of thing.
But if you call though, don't like, because I didn't tell my mom I was making this call. So could you just like just call ask for me. Don't tell her that you're calling. Thanks, please.
He kind of chuckles and he's like, "Yeah, that's okay. Don't worry
Thanks.
about it. Be
Okay,
careful
thanks,
though.
Frank.
You know that you don't want to run out of minutes."
Yeah. I heard about that. Like back on Earth, you had like minutes or something. That's funny. But yeah, you be careful too, because don't get stuff on you, because I mean, if it's contagious, man, be careful, man.
Oh, you actually like when you say that, like he gets kind of like, oh, yeah, maybe I should go get checked out or something. I didn't think about that. The doctors didn't say I should worry, so maybe I'm okay. Like you can see, he's like running through thoughts like that in his head now. He's like,
Frank a little slow.
He's not the brightest
slow,
guy.
yeah.
He is the janitor.
He is the janitor. Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna say. I mean, he's not like.
He's the space janitor.
Like he's not. He doesn't actually have like problems, but he's not the brightest bulb.
Gotcha.
Okay. Well. My mom's waking up. I gotta go. Bye, Frank.
Okay.
So-
Bye. You have fun out there.
Yeah. You be careful. Bye. And then I'm gonna convey all this with our linked up iPads, but I don't, or whatever they are. I don't know that there's not really any new information, but I'm gonna act like there's new information, just so I can rub it in. But we don't need to go. Just I convey all the information to everybody.
Sure. Yeah, you got a little more, like
A little bit.
little bit of what his symptoms were and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I actually don't. I try to rub it in because I'm actually really worried now.
That's fair. You're
I'm
not like,
starting to worry 'cause-
look what I found out. It's more like, oh, hey guys, look what I found.
Yeah, I realize it's more serious than I was. Yeah.
I've been feeling a little car sick, so now I'm really paranoid.
Okay.
Like, what if I have it?
Wait, are you feeling sick?
Well, remember yesterday, and when we were going over the hills, and I said I wasn't feeling so hot. What if I have it?
You should go sit in the back.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, it's like I think it's less bumpy.
Yeah, I heard that.
Which is of course the opposite of true, probably.
Yeah.
But
Peanut like pulls up his shirt over his face.
When Xander comes back forward or later, like both Peanut and his mom are like in full suit.
Quarantine.
Oh no, we just put these on because we, safety procedures. You got to
We were
try them.
cold.
And we got cold. Why are you wearing a helmet? Well, my face was cold.
Right.
Come on.
Do I have one too?
No, we didn't pack an extra one. Sorry. All right. So you guys keep rolling along. Eventually, the lead car does make contact with the distant rover, and you can tell it's just that guy being an asshole. Like they kind of replay it for the other cars so that all the families hear like exactly what kind of jerk that guy's being, but like he's clearly like we're staying ahead of you, like we're gonna get out there and we're gonna get the biggest bonus, and you all know that I need that bonus, all kind of bullshit reasons that somebody would need more money than somebody else, but everybody needs money. Like that's just the way it goes. But you keep on driving, and like word sort of passes between the cars that they want to take a vote on continuing to drive tonight, like setting up like a rotation to actually drive through the night, instead of stopping and sleeping to try and catch up as much as they can. And most of the cars are pretty covered, but Peanut and Xander, since you guys are alone with Peanut's mom, she kind of looks at the both of you and she goes, "Do you guys think that you could watch the controls if I take a 4-hour break and get some sleep?"
God.
I think honestly, Peanut would be like, sure, okay.
Yeah, we can totally drive. This will be.
But I'm very nervous. Xander, I don't know. Maybe not so nervous.
Xander's like overconfident. Like,
okay.
Oh yeah, no,
okay.
I could totally do it. Yeah, no problem. I could definitely do it. At least it's easy. You just sit there and press the buttons. It's not a problem, right? Super easy.
Okay, yeah, cool. I can show Xander anything he doesn't know because I know the movie. Not really, but I think I say I do.
Okay. So all of the trucks agree to keep on driving through the night. About 3 hours into it, you guys make. I'll let you decide between the two of you. Either a tech move roll or a body move roll.
I would be way more comfortable with a body move roll.
What do you have for that?
I am pretty solid with body moving.
You should roll it then. Roll it then.
I'm pretty comfortable. I'm pretty comfortable moving my body.
I'm not so good with either of those, so why don't you?
Okay. So
Right.
Basically each of the trucks, they sort of like move into the lead position to save on fuel, like NASCAR style, drafting off of each other a little bit. And it's not that they're going 200 miles an hour, but like even just blocking some of that buffeting wind can make a difference.
Definitely.
But the when it's your turn, you guys are in the lead, like up out of the darkness in front, in the floodlights at the front of the rover, there's like a big ass boulder right in the middle of the track. Like, just you guys are off. Like, you're not on a road anymore at this point. It's overland travel, but like it's mostly been just clear plain all night. But this is like big boulder thing, so you're gonna have to make a body move to see if you can swerve around it.
Xander, turn! Look, turn! That's all.
As you're like over the side of the seat, you're like turn.
Yeah,
one success.
One success.
Out of how many dice there?
6.
Oh, that's all.
Probability is a bitch. So,
I mean,
1 out of 6 is exactly enough.
Yeah.
So, you manage to, like, at the last second, like, you start hitting the little button to have the autopilot turn, and you're like, that's not fast enough. So you, like, reach in, grab the actual control wheel, and you just haul it over. And, like, the front set of wheels turns. The second set of wheels also articulates a little bit. So, like, those turn, and you, like, the whole cabin kind of rolls as you make this hard turn. And like almost immediately, like the other rovers all start jabbering on the radio. Like whoever's on night shift in every car, like is like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like, and then oh shit, and like, and
Boulder.
Let's see. It's time for my blue dice.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay. So it is not either of your two rovers, but one of them does not make the turn and like hits that boulder like sort of right in the articulated arm that goes down that holds the tire. So like they started to turn, but it was too late, it clips them right and like jacks up that front right tire. So they are out of commission. Like they are not rolling forward without some major repair time, and probably like need to drag this back to base kind of situation. And like, so like they're pretty immediately like on the radio, like, oh, all right, we're okay. Everybody's a little shook up, you know, a couple of scrapes and bruises from the stop, but we're gonna get out and see what we can see about getting this thing fixed, that kind of situation. And you guys can talk amongst yourselves and decide if your car is gonna stop, like if you're gonna stop and wait or if you're gonna push on.
I think I would ask Mr. Greco, be like, shouldn't we get out and help them? Like, it's only if we all get out and help, it won't take very long.
Why don't you do a heart charm?
Okay. Oh yeah, this is gonna go fine. Totally fine. Holy crap! I rolled a 6 on 2 dice.
There you go.
There you go. He's like, you can tell that like, he's annoyed, because he's still pissed that somebody's getting the better of him, you know?
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, yeah. So like he throttles back and starts circling around.
I think I'll have like the whole kid like, it's the right thing to do. We should totally like help him.
Yeah.
Oh man,
naive.
Stuck out here even longer.
So did my mom wake up, or is she still like?
Yeah, she woke up as you careened around the corner. But, like, she's what happened, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you guys did a great job!" Like, she's proud of you both. Do you guys want to try and stop, or do you want to keep going?
I basically don't think that Peanut, because he has a very low empathy score, probably wouldn't actually think of that. So if she thought of it, he would not disagree. Or if Xander suggested it, he wouldn't disagree, but he's not going to think of it.
Okay.
It looks like the other guys are stopping. Should we stop with them? What do you think?
Like, you can tell, like, she's still sort of shaking sleep off a little bit, and she's like, "Oh yeah. Throttle down, and we'll turn around and get, see what we can do." When you get out there though, the front end on that rover is pretty jacked up. Like, this is gonna be like a need to hoist the front end onto the back of another rover and drag it back to the colony kind of situation. Like, you guys are not going to be able to do this repair out here without replacing that whole sort of articulated arm.
Right.
Well, we can't do anything. Let's get back on the road. I mean, we've been out here forever. We're not getting anywhere.
So
is it a whole family, or is it just like two people, or is it a whole family?
It's probably like 2 parents and a kid, 1 kid. Does anybody want to volunteer their car to take them back to base, or do you want to keep going and see about catching them on the way back? Or
I think I'd try to make sure that their antenna was working to where they can call back to like base, make sure everything's okay, and like try to get so they can get someone to come out and get them. And we'd be like, we got to keep going, but at least this way we can make sure that you get help. And if you need anything, you let us know.
And
because my 13-year-old is dictating this. This is what you guys need to do. Blah 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 blah.
Well, it's more like a group discussion. Like, everybody's talking, and like, it's a colony, so like 13, 14-year-olds, they're old enough that they would be involved in the discussion, that kind of thing. It's not like, shut up, kid. It's, oh well, we're all out here surviving together, so let's talk. People,
I assume
I'm sorry?
Is the capacity of the rover basically like 4 people?
Yeah, I mean, like, you can probably split up those 3 people into the 2 rovers if you want. Well, 3 rovers actually. Like, each rover could take an extra person.
Third one's
If you
gone,
wanna
right?
What's that?
The third one's gone though, right?
Well, I thought it was 5 setting out.
Oh, okay.
So one took off. It's you guys, and then one now is wrecked, and one is still okay.
Artie,
So,
what do you think? The Grecos have the bigger rover, so why don't we just load all of us into the Grecos rover and we'll just let them take the other rover back or whatever? You think Mrs. Torres would be okay with them taking her rover back? I mean, it's not really hers. I mean, technically it belongs to the company, so it's not like her personal thing. So, it's not. I mean, maybe she'd be okay with that. Then we can all just be in the one. I mean, I don't necessarily want to be in there with those guys necessarily, but I mean, I think that'd be the easy way. I mean, what do you think?
It's better we're stuck with them than the other rover. We don't even know hardly anybody very well in the other rover.
Yeah, we don't want to bring them along because then I think it'll just be like, I don't know. They're who they are, So that's the other side of the colony. So
Right.
12 feet from our house, but
I want to know whether the kid on the crash rover is like somebody who might potentially be my friend, or is a rival, because that will affect my.
Let's see.
Oh.
I will use my blue die to figure it out.
Dun dun dun.
It's a kid that's not necessarily a rival, but probably not. It's just not in your friend group.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Okay.
that, oh well, you know who they are, but you don't hang out, you don't play together. They spend a lot of time with.
They're sharks, we're jets. Let's keep it.
Then I'm not going to try either way to convince my mother either way. So basically, anybody else wants to try to convince whatever, that's fine. But my character doesn't have a.
So it could be a heart charm roll, or it could be a mind empathize roll, and you guys can decide who rolls. Like,
those are awful for me, both of them.
I mean, but what's the goal?
Are those both awful for everybody? That'd be funny.
We can always just stop.
I have 4 on mind empathize.
Oh, 4 is not bad.
Yeah, that's better than me.
Okay.
We can't take enough food for everyone if we empty out all the cars, right? Will we be able to have enough food for all the new people?
Yeah.
For 2 days, yeah, I think so. I mean, or 5 days or whatever. I don't even.
Yeah, that's not a big concern.
Okay.
Like,
those things are designed to carry all this like spoils and stuff they get back, so they can totally handle food.
Yeah.
Would you say the options were heart charm and
mind empathize?
Okay.
I just rolled to determine whether my character might actually come to the conclusion bringing these people along would be really helpful, and that therefore maybe we should do that rather than sending them, but just try to bring them along so that they can possibly get that bonus.
Okay.
So I'm willing to make a roll to try to take them along, and then come back for their vehicle on the way back.
Okay.
Should I try to do that? So I'm talking to my mom, saying, "Mom, why don't we could take them? Then maybe they'll get some of the bonus, because now that they're probably going to have to pay for the damage and stuff. What do you think? Like, I mean, I know if there's a claim, I know you have to split it. But,
well, they're all kind of like, your mom's kind of like, well, if we bring them along, that's less bonus for the rest of us.
Yeah, that's true.
The further we split that pot, it's a shame. Yeah. I'm sorry that this happened, but this might also be an opportunity.
Okay. I'm not going to try to convince her.
Yeah, we can pick them up on the way back.
Okay.
I think they have enough food and supplies to wait till we get back, and then we can all help get them all back safely.
They're cool with like everybody's like you can see that family's disappointed because they all wanted some extra cash, but they're like, well, shit happens.
But what if it was you that broke down? So if we broke down, wouldn't we want them to take us and split the pot? I think I'm gonna try to convince them on that.
Okay.
So that's heart charm.
Heart charm, yeah.
All right.
Or mind empathize.
Can I give him a bonus for my kind of happy, talking to my mom?
Yeah, you could give him a bonus die.
So one extra die.
Sure.
All right.
No 6.
Okay.
While they're doing that, Sam's getting really tired of being out here, and she's realizing that this was a terrible idea. She didn't want to do it. She only did it because of Peanut. And so she's going to try to jam the comm system and lock out all the comm system on all the rovers so that we have to return to base.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, do it. So give me a
my portable computer.
Tech program?
Okay, so that'd be 9 dice. So if I tech program in the computer.
Yeah, rock on.
All right. Let's see here. Where's my other dice? Okay, here we go.
I specifically looked up how PvP works in this game too. So
Okay.
Actually,
PvP is really interesting because you can destroy yourself to defeat the other player. You can literally shove yourself all the way into broken just to win.
So
that's very teenager.
What is the PvP?
2 successes.
Okay.
If I don't want to go
I'm not
back,
telling you.
What is the PvP for that?
Well, hold on. Let's
we'll
finish off what's happening here, and then we'll figure it out. So with your 1 success, you can totally jack up. Well, with just having gotten a success.
Oh, okay, got it. Sorry, go ahead.
So having gotten 1, you can totally mess up the radio system. Like it is now not functional. With your 2nd success, you get to pick something. So you don't need to roll to overcome this same problem again. You do it quickly. You do it quietly. You get some new or unexpected information, or you show off.
I'm not showing off because I don't want anybody to know. I really want to make sure these radios are really broken, so I don't want to have to roll to overcome this problem again.
All right. Okay. So you climb out of your rover and you're like seeing people still having this discussion and stuff. Are you going to be like, "Hey, I think the radios are broken," or are you just going to stay quiet?
Yeah, I'll say, "Hey, I wanted to call my mom, but I think the radio's not working in here."
And you see like a couple of the adults are like, and they start walking over to their rovers, and a couple seconds later they come back out and they're like, "Yeah, we must be having some solar activity or something messing up the radios. I don't know. I'm not getting anything either."
I think isn't there like a company protocol or something that says we can't be out here without radios? I just made that up, but I don't know. Sam's just making that up.
And you know what? There probably is something like that, like in the safety manual, but like almost everybody out here is like, "Yeah, okay,
Safety
kid."
manual.
Clearly, oh yeah, we better. I'm sure that the HR department's watching. Like, we're 25 light years from the nearest lawyer. Like, let's not worry about it. Yeah, so they're all pretty like hardy, pioneer-y folk that are like, "Yeah, okay, without a radio, we'll just have to drive." So like people aren't convinced to go home, but the other rover is gonna take that family and drive them back, like drag their rover back to town.
So it'll just be our 2 rovers then.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Yep.
and the one that's
But Mom, we're still gonna go, right, Mom? Because I mean, This is awesome. We gotta keep going.
It's an adventure.
Yeah, they're like, like your two rovers, like the Grecos and your mom are both like, well, let's go. They're gonna take care of that. Yeah, let's do this. So you guys get back on the road. And you get after you get rolling again, you get out to the range, and everybody's periodically trying the radio. Like, can we get a hold of anybody? Can we get a hold of anybody? But they start doing like, every 5 kilometers they're stopping, getting out, setting up a little like laser tripod thing that does a scan, loading it back up, driving along farther, and doing the same thing. And you're within visual range of each other, but like you're mapping out like a big valley floor. So like, you're probably 5 kilometers apart, but you're sort of doing this scan from the bottom up towards the top. And it's a couple of solid hours of drive a little ways, stop, set up the scanner, drive a little ways, stop, set up the scanner. When you come sort of over a rise and down in front of you, you see the other rover that was out ahead, and they are like full throttle heading towards you guys, like kicking up a rooster tail of the dust in the bottom of this valley, like just trucking along as quick as you can. And like you can see them, and like they start flashing the lights, like when they see you guys crest the rise, they start flashing the lights at you, and clearly like you'd think that they're probably trying to get a hold of somebody, but they're not able to.
I wonder why.
Yeah. Well,
Mrs. Greco, shouldn't we like pull over to like figure out what's going on? They seem to be in an awful hurry.
Yeah, all the adults are like, "Oh shit, okay," and they're like aimed at them now. So it's only a couple of minutes before you all kind of pull up next to each other, and out of that rover jumps the mom of the family, and she like runs over, and she's like, "We found a thing, and there's the thing," and like she is full panicked. Little girl from the movie clip that I posted earlier is screaming.
Still in the background.
Still in the background. Like as soon as the door opens, you hear this high pitched horrible scream, and you're like, "What the? Oh, it's terrible." But yeah, Dad is laid out with the full on face hugger thing on his face.
In the vehicle.
In their rover, and the two kids are like, "What the
hold on.
And she's like, we've been trying to get a hold of like a medevac or something on the radio, and we're not getting through to the colony. Something must be going on. Like, she's like, we're heading back as quick as we can. Like, if you guys could help, or any of you got medical training or anything."
Let me check my character sheet. No medical training.
That's not a thing for kids.
There is no medical training. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mom, what's going on? What is that?
And your mom is like, "I don't know." What the like, and like all the adults are like, "What the hell did you get into? Like, what did you? Were you obviously he's attacked by some? What is that? Like, have you tried taking that off of him?" And like the mom's like, "Yeah, I tried, but it just grabbed on tighter. Like I don't want it to kill him or something. So like maybe back at the base they could do something."
He's still alive?
What?
He seems like he's alive. Like he's still got a pulse, and
I pull out my computer and I'm like, my like hands are shaking, and I'm gonna try and turn the radios back on.
Okay. Now you don't have to make a roll because you picked that. You don't have to worry about this problem again. So
okay.
If you want to switch them back on, it's as easy as you just stop the jamming script.
Okay, I just turn the radio back on, and I'll just I'll just cause some feedback on the radio so people hear it and know the radios just came back on.
Okay.
I give you the total evil eye. Like, really? That was you?
I didn't come out here. I just
I don't want to know.
Now they got that thing. I don't know what it is. It's an emergency. Call in. Oh my god.
Computers are nothing but trouble.
Seriously.
So like immediately, like the one of the like people are getting a hold of the colony on the radio, and they're like, there's a medical emergency. Like, can we get a medevac thing out here? Like, something's like, and you can tell that talking on the radio, they don't want to be like, there's some kind of creature on his face, and like cause some kind of a panic, because then the base is going to be like, nope, we're not sending anybody out there.
You're on your own, folks.
But yeah, like it's clear that they're like calling for that help, and the colony's like, well, you're going to have to get charged for the medevac if you really want that. And like the mom's like, yeah, send it out here. And they're like, okay. So you can hear like in the background of like the administration building noise, you can hear him like say like, oh, hey, we got a medical emergency out there and a survey team. You want to send out the medevac ship? And like you can hear other people in the background like, really? They want, like, nobody calls for that, right? Like this isn't like somebody broke a leg. This is like, holy shit, what's going on?
They'll be paying this off the rest of their life.
Kind of,
So
yeah.
like,
it's
we're
like
all
I have
subcontractors.
pretty good health insurance. I took an ambulance ride to the hospital. I didn't pay anything for the hospital part, but I owe $2,000 for the ambulance ride. Like, what the shit is that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it turns out that the Wayland Yutani medevacs, even if you just lose a leg, you're stuck working in a bar the rest of your life.
So he gets back on the radio and he goes, we'll be sending out the medevac. ETA is 17 minutes. But because it's basically like that suborbital ship that the Marines come down on. It's basically like one of those without all the missiles. So like it takes off, goes really, really high, and can come back down where it needs to. But they say that they're only able to send one doctor because there's still a medical emergency at the base. And you all kind of hear that. And you kind of know a little bit about what, but
I bet if the radios worked, we would have actually heard an update from our janitor.
Probably.
Maybe. So a few minutes later, eventually, like coming up the valley, you hear the whine of one of these turbo engines that gets the ship here, lands. One nurse and the doctor come out with the rolly stretcher thing on big inflatable tires because it's designed to work not paved environments. And they get there and like both the doctor and the nurse are like, what the shit?
This isn't my mom, right? Or is it my mom?
No, it is not your mom. Unless you want it to be.
Nah, probably not. I'll leave her back at the base.
So like they load him up on the stretcher and they take him onto the medevac, and basically at this point, like
before he goes out,
I
think my character is curious enough that he's going to try to get a really at the thing on the face.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's been a few minutes, so like you could totally have gone and looked, because like they've gotten the kids out of that rover now. Like the dude's still sort of laid out in the cockpit of the rover where they dragged him in, but like you could wander over there and take a look if you want. What kind of closer look are you looking at? Like,
I think like even though it's creepy and scary, I think I'm really close because I just get drawn by seeing something so weird.
So
probably the problem is someone's going to pull me. Maybe I don't know.
Well, are you going to try and
do my friend? So I'm going with him. I want to see this.
Sure. Are you trying to do it surreptitiously, so like they're not like people aren't aware. You're just going to kind of walk over there and be like, "What the hell?"
Slow, moving closer and closer and closer and closer. Yeah,
sure. And people are pretty distracted, so like, I'm not going to make you make like a sneak roll. But why don't you do like a mind comprehend or mind investigate, whichever one's better for you.
Investigate is better. I actually get 7 dice for that.
Wow.
Okay.
That's my best.
Somebody's mind.
Look at the big brain on Peanut.
Yeah, we got mind, body, and heart.
One.
Okay, so with your 1 success, you can get 2 questions about this creature or the family or the dude, anything related to looking at it.
Is the creature going to cause the destruction of the entire base? No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I'm just gonna. What is the creature doing to the victim?
Just what you've seen in the movies. Like, it is just attached to his face. It's got its long sort of whip tail wrapped around the neck, so it's not able to like be. And like, you've seen some of the other parents go over there and they're like, well, let's see if we can just get these legs off and then maybe we can peel it off. And like, as soon as they start grabbing on one of the legs, like the thing tightens up and grabs on harder, and then like the guy starts having a reaction. Not like a full seizure or anything, but like you can tell like his heart rate obviously elevates because he's not getting oxygen, that kind of thing. And then when people move away, it relaxes. He kind of goes back to just being laid out. But aside from that, like, you don't have like a medical scanner to see exactly what's going on.
No, I think like maybe can I hold that other question like maybe for some time in the future? Like I don't think it's like a motivation. It's just like wondering what this thing is and being very, very curious. So maybe that question might come up later about like trying to figure out its, what its purpose is or something.
100%, you can totally save that question.
Okay,
no problem.
Unless somebody else wants to jump in and.
Mm-mm.
So, you does anybody want to ride back on the medevac thing?
You know you do, Sam.
I mean, I know these people, and I'm light, so maybe I can ride back on it. But I mean,
the medevac thing it's actually a big ship. Like, there's enough room for all of y'all to go if you want.
I do want to go. I mean, I don't want to be here, but I don't necessarily want to be on the thing with that thing. I mean, I'm just gonna stay as far away from it as I can. But will you take us back?
Yeah. Like, you just got to decide now because we're taking off.
Everybody,
kids want to go?
Are the parents going to continue the survey?
Probably. Like, they're gonna keep looking, and like the mom has kind of given directions about like what they found. They found some kind of alien ship out there, but like then they went inside and this thing jumped on him. So she's like, "Don't go in there. Don't go in there." But like the other families, they're willing to like do the rest of the survey, just not. Nobody's stupid enough to be like, yeah, I'm going to go in that alien ship now that I've seen something horrible happen.
Except for some young kids.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you want to keep on with them, and then when you get over close to there, try and sneak in or something, sure.
I could imagine the parents wanting to send the kids back at this point. So if my mom said, I think you and Xander should go, then I would go back. But otherwise, I'm like, I want to see that ship. Mom, I want to see the ship.
Well, she's like, we are not going anywhere near that ship, okay? Like, I'll finish up the survey out here, but no. She very firmly, like, nope. That's somebody else's department, and I am not going to get myself or you attacked by some kind of face beast. Like, that's not a thing.
And the Greco family's the same way?
Yeah, they're pretty solidly like, They might go as close to like be able to visually see the ship and take a scan and that kind of thing, but they're not going anywhere.
Okay, so I'm gonna go up to our friends and be like, okay, this has been a super cool adventure, really cool, I loved it, but this is a chance to ride in a medevac. Look at how cool that thing is. We should totally do that and get back home. Like, we can make this whole, like, 2-day trip like that. And it's not like we're going to see the really cool ship anyway. Like, I really want to see the alien ship, but there's no way we're going to see the alien ship.
Yeah, but we don't really need to go back home. Like, there's so much to see out here. Why would we want to go back?
Don't you want to see your doctor friend? Teacher? Whatever?
I'm kind of worried about him, after...
Oh, no. Yeah. Maybe we should call the janitor and find out how he's doing.
Guys, I can't just call him. My mom's awake right now.
Oh no.
Yeah, he might call. I don't know. Now that the communication's working again, I wonder what was up with that.
Yeah, that's really good that it's working again, just in time.
Yeah.
Sam, what do you think? Do you think we should go back?
I think we should, because what if there's more of those things out here? I mean, they said it was some alien ship, but who knows if it was anything to do with that? Maybe that's just something that lives out here and we didn't even know about it. What if there's like 100 of those things, or 1,000, or something? And we go out here and we're looking around and sleeping in the dark. I don't want to sleep out here in the dark with those things all around here. So let's just go back. I think we should go back.
Yeah, I agree.
Let me check with my mom, because told her I'd help. So let me go ask. So I go ask my mom.
Your mom is totally fine if you go back to your dad.
Okay.
Like, she's like,
all right.
Tell him not to worry. I'm not going to do anything stupid. We're just going to finish the survey and get our bonuses. Keep a couple of days.
But mom, if you go near that ship, could you get some pictures? Because I totally want to see it.
She's like, if we get anywhere near enough for a picture, I'll take one.
Okay,
but
thanks.
I'm not getting any closer than a telephoto lens. Like, telling you that right now.
Thanks. Love you, Mom. Bye.
Okay. Have a fun flight.
It's going to be so cool.
Here's a quick question. Were any of you guys, born off-world? Like, the colony's been here for a while. So, the colony's been here for 20 years at this point. So, okay.
I would say no. I wasn't.
You weren't?
No,
okay.
I wasn't either, I don't think.
Okay. So some of you have done spaceflight before. Some of you haven't. So that's cool.
I mean, sorry. If I wasn't born here, I was very young when I arrived. Probably don't remember spaceflight.
Okay. So you guys all get onto the medevac thing, and it's got where they roll in the gurney and lock it down into place, and around it right there, it's pretty well equipped. It looks like it could be used to do all kinds of emergency medicine. But then the rest of the place is basically those fold down jump seats like you'd see on a military transport kind of a thing. So they tell all of you to fold down a jump seat, put on your harness, strap in. As soon as we get to where we're going, that's when you can unbuckle. Okay, so everybody just stay there. It's only going to be 15 minutes. Just chill. And you can see that the co-pilot kind of runs by and makes sure you're all buckled in, right? The thing takes off and accelerates pretty damn quick. Probably not something most of you ever remember experiencing, but it accelerates upwards towards the upper atmosphere before, basically like a scramjet concept, right? It goes almost to space and then back down the other side of the planet.
As soon as we hit 0G, my seatbelt's coming off. And I'm my whole life has been up to this moment, and I'm so excited for this. Even if it's gonna be bad for me in the long run, it's still what I'm gonna do.
All right.
I'll kind of grab onto his hand or try to.
Artie, what are you doing?
Yeah, as soon as I see that, I do the same thing.
Of course.
So if you unbuckle your seatbelt in the low gravity environment, you have to do a body move.
No problem.
Not a problem.
Guys, what are you doing? Guys!
So once in a lifetime.
3 successes.
Alright.
Real clutch roll. Really glad I made that so well.
Yeah, I had 2 successes on that.
Okay. So both of you are going to be fine. You don't take any conditions for being bounced around in 0G. But with your extra successes, you can either give a success to another kid, you can impress somebody, or you can make it so no one notices.
Hands down, impressed.
Okay.
So my first, so I have 3 successes. So one
your
is
first bonus is impress somebody. Your second bonus?
Did anybody else unbuckle?
Just me.
Just Artie.
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't either.
Yeah, then I'm gonna doubly success. I'm gonna super show off.
Okay. So you're like, you unbuckle and you push off and like you do a full somersault before putting your feet on the ceiling, and like you are totally doing this. Like you are wire
I am
food
going
master.
to moonwalk on the ceiling in 0.
All right.
That's awesome.
Like you were born in space for sure. And then with your extra success, Artie, what do you want to do?
I think as soon as I realized how awesome it was, and I saw him like showing off, and all of a sudden I saw like all of the adults look at him, I just totally like did like my thing, and then got back into my chair, and so no one noticed me. Like it was awesome, and I'm done now, and I'm gonna let him take all the flack.
Perfect.
Yep.
So like he showboats, and you're just like, this is rad.
Exactly.
Proudest thing ever. And then you hook your foot back into your seatbelt, pull yourself into the chair, like yeah.
With a smile, just like ear to ear, just like yeah.
Totally. As you start to descend again, gravity reasserts itself. You're able to, with your successes, you're able to get back in your chair and buckle in, no problem. Unless you specifically don't want to buckle back in.
That sounds terrible.
By the way, Xander, I give you like a big thumbs up. Like I am super impressed.
I even look like I'm kind of impressed. Like, whoa. Oh wait. Yeah. Okay. Sure, Xander. Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, that's totally cool. Hey, look at my cards. So I'm getting my like cards out, you know, and like and fan them in the air and like as though that's really cool.
You're like, yeah, that's cool.
0G cards, man.
So Xander, are you buckling back up, or are you? Not?
Yeah, you know, I think I'll buckle back.
Okay, cool, no worries. Right as gravity's starting to reassert itself, you can see that the dad on the gurney starts having some kind of a convulsion. Like he starts having problems. And you see that like one half of the thing on his face has let go and is like slowly using its legs to kind of push off of his face a little bit. It's not like skittering away. It's not moving quickly or anything, but like it's slowly kind of uncovering his face. It's kind of covered. His face is kind of covered in ook. And like he's breathing and like, but he's having these convulsions and stuff. When like the doctor and the nurse, they both unbuckle and like stand up and kind of like clip themselves to the side of the gurney, so that they can start to work on the guy. And they're pushing some medications and stuff. When it goes for full on chest burster action, like the guy's like he starts like vomiting blood, and
God.
it is just super bad. The worst thing you guys have ever seen, for sure. And then like all of a sudden, like violent escape through the rib cage thing pops out, is like rah!
Hello, my baby.
And like,
hello, my darling.
shouldn't have had the soup. But the both the doctor and the nurse are like, holy shit. Like the doctor is like goes for it, like to grab onto the thing and like pull it out, to see if they can save this person. But it like straight up bites onto his hand. And he's like, God damn! Ah! And then the thing like tears off a chunk between his thumb and forefinger, and like pushes itself the rest of the way out. And it's got a big long tail, and like skitters off the table, and like runs in like underneath the deck plating. Like runs over to the side and like
does it run
underneath.
towards us or
Kind of away from you. Like it didn't run at you guys.
I did that thing where you like put your feet up on the chair if there's a mouse running around the floor.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're like, ah!
I'm puking. I'm just puking because it's just so disgusting.
Yeah, and like as this started, like when the blood first started to appear, like gravity wasn't back yet, so like it was floating up, and then when gravity came back in, it went skadoosh, like just all over. So like the doctor and the nurse are just covered in blood.
Oh my
God. It is shit show over there. Like not at all a good time. And both like the doctor's like going, God damn it, like holding on to his hand. The nurse is like, clearly this dude is dead. Like there is no like you see like flat line on the monitor, like it's all out. The 2 kids and the mom, they are losing their shit. Like naturally. They're just completely over the top. And like it's only about 2 more minutes, which seems like 4 hours before you guys are touching down back at the colony base. And like the doctor's like, radio ahead, get like security or something. There's some kind of creature. Like, and the pilot's like, creature? What the fuck are you talking about? But like you guys haven't seen it again. Like it has not reappeared.
Where's the face?
It is like fallen off. Like it's just on the floor.
Dead?
It's not moving.
Okay.
Yeah. But
I'm like, doctor, you've got to get it.
The doctor's like, what the fuck, kid? Like, like clearly like holding gauze onto his hand. Like, I'm not. Security can get that thing. Like, no.
Can I walk up and beat the hell out of the face hugger with my wrench?
Yeah, you can unbuckle it.
Like, I think that he's seen a lot of weird stuff. Like, he's seen people get hurt and stuff in the mechanics room, and so blood didn't phase him. And he's like, that needs to die, whatever it is. And I'm just going to go and beat it with my wrench.
100%.
But
give it a body force with the +2 for your wrench.
Okay. Body force. Oh, this is my best thing. There's some weird echo going on, by the way.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
It might be me since I can't have my headphones. Sorry.
With my 9 dice, I got 1 success.
Wow.
All right.
My wife's dice.
That's right. You said it at the beginning. We all know.
That's fair.
So you walk up to it and you just go, whoosh, and you hit this thing, and you hit it hard enough that it like bursts partway open, and there's just a spray of green blood that flies out along the deck plating and immediately begins to dissolve the deck plating. Like the end of your wrench is now pockmarked also with
Artie, what did you do?
With that. And like yeah, like there's now
a good
like
idea at the time.
Like a 2-foot section that is now slowly eating away.
Acid blood? What the fuck?
And the doctor is like, what the fuck?
I mean,
So like the doctor and the nurse are like wheeling the corpse off and like getting everybody off as quickly as they can, and like
so we landed.
Yeah, you guys have just landed now. The back drops out. They start wheeling the wagon away from this burning hole in the floor, and like then there's like a security guy that like comes walking up the ramp, and he's got a sidearm kind of a pistol deal, and he's like, "What's going on in here?" And then like he sees the corpse on the stretcher, and he's like, "Holy shit! What the fuck happened?" Like, and like you can see his hand goes to his gun, more in a way that like he's assuming that another person did violence, like that somebody on this transport is a murderer of some kind. And the doctor's like, "No, there's a thing. There's a
space snake.
There's some kind of horrible creature thing. It bit me." Like,
I'm just running. I'm running out the back of the ship.
For sure. And you like,
you gotta get out of here.
You guys, is anybody else staying on the ship, or do you all want to try and get off quickly?
I am out of there.
I think I'm going to just tell the security guy where I think the creature is, since I know my way around. That's pride. I think I know the way because I've studied the schematics of this. So I'm gonna give him on where I think the thing is hiding. May not help.
Sure.
I give a play-by-play to this guy of exactly what happened with the mask and the thing and the chest bursting, and I was like in like excruciating detail, like I was trying to explain a schematic to someone.
Like, you can see the security guy has gone from like apprehensive because he thinks there's somebody that killed somebody on this plane to now he's like, yeah, okay, well, you kids go ahead. Oh, sorry. A possum decided to wander through my yard over.
Face hugger.
That's about as close as they get in real life, for sure. Weird tails, angry faces.
Exactly.
So, this guy is like, just go, like, and he kind of is pushing you guys off the back of the transport. And like he steps up and he follows your advice. Like he goes in and he goes to like the deck plating where you told him it went, and like he's looking around, and like the two pilots, they've climbed down out of the cockpit and they're like, I don't know what the hell's happening here, but like they see the thing on the ground and the weird spot of deck plating has been eaten, and they're like, this is clearly not our department either. And they both go back off the ramp, and like they walk down and they make sure that everybody else is off. Like they're like, clearly this is some kind of a crime scene or something. Like, no, everybody get out of here. They're sort of trying to do crowd control, because at this point several people have come out of the colony buildings because they're like, oh, it's not every day that the medical transport, or the this orbital shuttle thing even goes up. Like, we keep it here, but it's very rare that it gets used. So it's kind of an event, and they like, people come out, and then when they see the corpse on the stretcher and the family, they're like, what in the fuck is going on? When behind you guys up on the thing, you hear you hear 3 or 4 gunshots, and the guy will go, what the fuck? What is that? And then like you hear a big thump, like some kind of big loud bang, something hitting metal.
I run right back up there.
Oh my God.
Do it.
Because I am dumb.
I'm just standing there dumbfounded. I don't know where to go.
So you sprint back up the ramp, like you kind of duck past one of the pilots, and you get up onto the deck plate again, and in front of you, you see the security guy, and like he looks like he's been knocked out because he was kind of poking around with his gun, and it looks like the thing whipped out with its tail around his leg and pulled his feet out from under him. So then he flew back and hit the deck, like with his head, like went, ah! So like he's laying there, his gun's kind of next to him, and he's unconscious on the deck. He doesn't look like, he's not bleeding or anything. Well, there's probably some blood from the back of his head, but not, it doesn't look like he's brained or totally murdered, and he's breathing.
Okay, I'm gonna yell out, somebody help me, and I'm gonna grab a hold of his arms and start to like drag him out of try to drag him away from the boxes or wherever that thing was.
Cool. So let's do a body force. And I can hear you. I'm just stepping away from the camera for a second to grab his coat.
Okay. Two successes.
All right.
We couldn't hear that. At least I couldn't.
Yeah, sorry. I thought maybe it was my mic causing the echo, but I don't. Dave, are you putting out the tiki torches?
Yeah, she's killing us off one by
It's
one.
gone. I think we better get some more, like somebody with a bigger gun or something.
All right.
Maybe a
Sorry.
flamethrower.
So you've got two successes. Your first success, you can drag him to the edge of the boarding ramp, no problem.
Okay.
Like adrenaline, everything else, you get it. With your second success on a force, you can. I'll just read the ones that make sense. You can impress, frighten, or humiliate somebody. You can. You don't need to roll again to overcome the same trouble. So, like, dragging this dude around would just be a thing you can do. Or you can give a success to another kid. But you don't really have an opponent, so most of the choices aren't. You're not physically trying to beat somebody.
Right.
So,
I think I'd like to use like the humiliate someone thing, and
Okay.
as I'm dragging this guy off the deck, I look at those two pilots, and I'm like, get somebody that can do something, and like just keep dragging him like by them, like.
yeah, so like the pilot looks at the co-pilot, who then like sprints off towards the administration building, like is totally like, what the fuck? Like, you get this guy down to the bottom of the ramp. When the creature like pokes its head out over the top of the ramp, like it's moving slowly, like it's kind of looking, and already it looks bigger, like not full size, like yeah, but it's not the pink little snake thing. It's now got arms that extend out from its body a little bit, and it's got legs that look like, but it's still longer than it is big.
Can I close the door on it?
You can totally try and do that. Let's do a body move, because you're trying to just do it quickly.
Wait, while he's doing that, is Sam and Xander like standing on the outside, like watching the edge of the ship, kind of thing?
Yeah, I'm standing outside. I'm not that far away, and I'm actually seeing he's trying to close the door. I'm gonna run around and try to try and see if there's any other doors that are open. Also, because I want to get away from the hatch in case it does get out.
I can dig that. So you can both do a body move. Because this is about doing something quickly.
Okay.
I've only got three dice, so
Same here.
okay, no successes. So this is a time when I want to use luck point.
Sure.
So I get to
Same.
re-roll everything.
You can indeed.
One success.
Hey, there you go.
Same thing. One success.
Okay.
Wow.
So you run over and like you hit the red like emergency close button, and the door starts to ramp up. Like it's not super fast. Like it's not super slow, but it's it's moving up into position. Sam, you managed to run around, like you do a full run, like a lap around this whole ship. And there aren't any other open hatches that you can see. Like you do the full circuit, you get back to the back of the thing, but you by the time you get around the ship, you can either choose to get right back by the ramp, or you can go into the crowd a little bit.
I'm gonna go to. I'm assuming there's like a console nearby where you can manually launch the ship if like there's some problem with like, or that you can control the ship if there's some problem with launching it or something like that, or like,
Ooh, okay,
cause it to hover and for repairs or stuff like that.
all right.
And I'm gonna try and launch the ship.
I can dig it. Let's see.
While that's happening, I've like finished dragging this guy away, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still kind of like holding him or whatever. And Xander, what are you doing right now?
I'm at the base of the stairs watching shit happen, and as Peanut run, I guess, where are you? You're coming down, right?
Yeah, I just got off the ramp with the guy.
Okay, and Peanut's at the top trying to close the stairs, and I'm watching it close all slowly. So I think I'm gonna run up and get behind Peanut and grab my skateboard and get ready to defend him.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, before you get there, hang on.
Okay.
What I'm going to do here is there's a mechanic in the game for extended trouble, right?
Okay.
So this is going to be a situation where you guys as a group have to get, let's see, there's 8 successes to deal with this situation. So the combination of getting the ship closed, keeping the critter on the ship, having the ship take off, like all of that is happening sort of at the same time. So you guys can talk and decide. You each get a roll, and whatever roll you decide to make, you all contribute successes towards these 8 that you need to successfully have sealed the ship, take it off, and go. Then you can use any sort of skills that you can narratively talk me into accepting. That's fine. Like, if you're going to be like, I'm going to try and charm the alien, I'm going to be like, no. But
It's my first option.
My magic tricks.
Right, like you could, like, I'm going to distract the alien with card tricks. Like, probably not going to be a thing. But anything, like, if you want to incorporate your idea about going up to defend it with like a body force roll, you could do that.
Okay.
If Sam, if you can do like a tech program to do your remote access fly ship kind of thing. But like whatever you guys decide amongst yourselves, that's cool. And then we'll just go around and roll. And you guys need 8 total successes.
So is the current state that the doors are shut, the alien is on board?
The tail ramp is not all the way shut yet.
Not all the way up, okay. So we're trying to get that shut,
So
keep the alien on board, and
yeah,
you're trying to like keep the critter from escaping and get the ship out of here. It's kind of the situation.
I can run up with my wrench, and I can see because the thing isn't closing fast enough, and I know that I can go up there and hit it with like my wrench and cut the hydraulic cable to where it like slams shut.
Okay.
Is my goal. I'm assuming that would be a tinker roll. I'm using my technical knowledge.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be a body tinker.
Okay, that's fine.
Because you're trying to beat the hell, like you are giving it the Han Solo, like just hit it till it works.
Exactly. And I think my wrench is a little sharp now from the acid burns on it. So
it's got a rough patch for sure.
Nice. Okay.
I feel like, Sam has got the computer stuff under control, but there's got to be something like physical that also has to be done. Something not requiring like technical, getting the doors, to space open, or I don't know, like since it landed that they automatically put in like the fuel line or lock it down somehow, and that has to be in order to get it free to launch. And I think I could try to do that with either investigate or comprehend.
Okay. I'd let you do either one.
Okay.
I think what we'll do is not necessarily that you have to like go physically undo something, but you can help set up like a flight path, right?
Okay.
So like with an investigate or comprehend, you can figure out how to get this thing the hell out of here, like how to send this ship out into space, because it's more complicated than just go up, because it can't fly just up,
Right.
that kind of thing. So
you're
I
helping
get
me work
that.
out the trajectories and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like orbital mechanics is actually kind of hard.
All right.
So
That's funny, Troy.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
so I dig that.
Okay.
And then Sam, you want to do the actually make the ship go, right?
Yeah. Get this thing unlocked so we can actually make it go, and yeah.
So yeah, the tech program for sure. And then Xander, what do you want to do?
I'm defending the door.
Okay.
I'm trying to kill
Bashing
Faithless.
its legs coming out or something.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Just playing
so
whack-a-mole with it, just like whack,
Yeah.
whack.
See something and I smash it with a skateboard.
Yeah. So a body force would be that role.
With plus my skateboard.
Right. Absolutely. And Sam, you get plus your computer
Portable
tablet
computer. Yep.
for sure, and you get plus your wrench.
And it's one more for
2 plus 2 for your iconic
Oh.
item.
Well, shoot. Okay.
Do we actually have to like physically see the flight, like for the ship? Do we have to like? I mean, is it something that he needs to see to plot out on the computer? I mean, she needs to see.
Yeah, I maybe like
maybe
What's
my magic trick cards could be used, mark the way ahead, like the runway or something ahead. I'm pushing
you
for
know,
that extra 2
somebody
dice.
else got their iconic item in here. Take it. You can have it, man. Yeah,
Okay. All right.
Go, yeah. I like it. I like the
All right.
idea that you're going to create an illustration of an orbital flight path with cards. That's fantastic. Dig it. So, everybody go ahead and roll, and we need to come up with 8 successes.
Wow, I got 1 success. We can use luck here, right?
You can totally use a luck to reroll.
All right, I'm doing that. Because do I reroll the success too, or is it reroll only the non?
Let me double check.
Yeah, the one time
All failed dice.
all failed dice. Okay, sweet.
Oh, all failed dice? Cool. I'm going to use my luck too then.
I got a total of 2 successes then.
Okay.
So I got my 2 successes.
Is mine a mind comprehend?
Yeah, mind
Cool.
comprehend or mind investigate, whichever is better for you.
Okay. Then I get a total of 9. So here's the first 7.
Again, you fooled me for a second. I was like, 9 successes. Holy crap.
No, 2 successes, and then I get 2 more dice. Nothing.
Okay. So I've got 2 from somebody and 2 from...
2 from me.
Yeah. And 2 from beating the hydraulic cable to death.
And
Okay.
2 more from Xander.
And 2 more from Xander. Okay, we made it. You guys made it.
Yeah.
Yay.
Did we win?
Barely.
yeah.
I'm sure the
like,
colony
the-
will be totally fine.
Like when it sees this big group of people, like you can tell it's cautious, right? Because it's not full grown. Like if it was full grown, it would just leap out and start wrecking shit. But it knows enough that it's not invulnerable, so it is being a little cautious. And then like when you run up with your wrench and start wailing on this door, like it skitters away, and then like it comes out, looks like it's gonna make a leap. You manage to whack it right in the face with the skateboard. While like Sam is sitting there like accessing this whole remote piloting system and like getting it online, the ship, like the engines start spooling up again, and like everybody that's standing there is like backing away, like, oh shit. In the distance you see like a couple of actual like better armed than just the sidearm security guys are coming out. So they've got like pulse rifles and looks like security helmets on with like a light on it, and like they're hustling out of the admin building in the background. And like this cracks me up. You're like laying out cards like, okay, And in my head, my kids actually have this board game called Robot Turtle, right? Where like it's a basic programming learn how programming works. Like they have to lay out cards in order to make their turtle go through a maze or something, right? And like you're totally doing that. Like you're like, okay, here's the path. Like here's how you have to go. And you guys get it. Like after you've whacked the alien in the face, it retreats back in. The door closes up, and the craft lifts off. It's kind of wobbly, like because this is super hard. And it starts to fly off over the wall, and begins flying up into space. And like you see these security guys that come out, like, who the fuck? What is going on out here? Like, they're asking all kinds of questions. And the co-pilot's like running back behind them, like, creature killed guy and things and all this stuff. And like they see that they see the other security guard like laid out unconscious on the ground, and they're like, what is going on? Like in typical like cops trying to figure out why another cop is unconscious, like they're like getting rough with the crowd, like what is going on here? Like, and everybody's like, dude, that kid saved this guy, like pulled him off that ship, and the ship's taken off. The crowd itself doesn't really know that you guys are responsible for the ship leaving. Like, but they're like, oh yeah, this creature tried to come out, and they saw the skateboard whack, and he got the door closed after seeing this guy. Like, these kids deserve medals. Like, they defended us all. Like, what the hell?
And Xander and I are both covered in hydraulic fluid because you were both by the thing going up.
Oh no! I broke something else.
You're totally gonna need to get like a new truck on the bottom of your skateboard because you whacked an alien in the face and gave it a bloody nose, and it started eating away at the wheels.
Oh no!
While you're holding it, the wheel falls off.
Quiet you.
I'm like, Sam, we should talk
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Just saying, we need to check on Dr. Nusker.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You guys can run off and do that if you want.
Well, I mean, or ask as well, because I don't want to answer questions from the police if we don't have to.
True. Yeah, let's get out of here. Xander, Marty, let's get out of here.
Yeah, I think we need to duck away with the scene.
I'm not paying for replacement ship.
Yeah. I don't want him to get the idea that we did anything.
Like, that right there is a guaranteed life indenture to the company store right there.
Right.
For sure.
Okay,
man, that family who's got whacked by the creature, they're going to have to like pay for flight anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, that's already on their bill. For
sure.
But you guys managed to duck back into the admin building, and you head over to the you're walking towards the medical center, and like you're kind of going down a hallway, and like it's one of those hallways where there's rooms on either side, and like up to waist height is solid wall, and then from there up is like not glass but like plexi panes that let you see into the offices and labs and stuff as you're walking along. And in the science lab off to the right, there's like a big, it looks kind of like a geode sort of that has been cracked open. And the inside of the geode is, it doesn't look like crystal. It looks planned. Like it looks like the whatever was inside there looks almost like somebody made it. Like very intricate sort of patterns and stuff. It looks almost like circuitry when you're walking by.
Well,
and then it's another 20 yards to the medical center.
I'll take a second to look at that as they all keep running to the thing or whatever, but I'd like to examine that in some way.
Okay. How do you intend to get into the science lab? I mean, you can stop there and look through the window at it.
Yeah,
but
I
if
just
you
kind of wanted to look through the window at it.
Okay. Why don't you do mind comprehend?
Okay. 1-6. When I roll less dice, I roll better.
It just doesn't want you to get cocky.
I think that's what it is.
So, you've got you sit there and you look at it a second, and you realize that it looks a lot like carbon nanotubes, sort of. Like it looks like some kind of nanotech has made this. But it looks like it was sort of inside what looks like a sphere that then had like soil deposits kind of stuck to the outside of it. But it was cracked open here in the lab.
Okay. I'll probably run to catch up with the other group then.
Okay. And you guys get to the medical center.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get inside, like you can see that like they've wheeled in the dead dad, and like the family is like standing in the hallway and they're in tears and hugging each other and still super panicky. And like you can see it's still just the doctor with the wounded hand and the one nurse. And one other nurse has now come over and is kind of like helping them and covering up the body, and they're like, we'll do an autopsy later, like, let's just get the family calmed down and out of here. Like,
they don't need to crack the chest open.
Yeah, that saves time for sure. And cause of death is pretty self-explanatory.
Right. Let me guess.
Like,
It's a bad burrito.
oh. But so like they kind of get the body wheeled into one of the areas and the curtain drawn across it, and then the new nurse has now come out because the doctor and the other nurse, they have moved off into like a separate area of the medical lab to presumably change clothes because they are just covered in gore. Like, like it's not good for that doctor to come out and be like, I'm terribly sorry about your loss. Like, I'm wearing your husband. Like,
right.
That's not a good standard practice.
Terrible.
So I'm looking for my mom. Is my mom?
Your mom is in the back, next to like the sealed off room, and like it looks like she's on a computer terminal.
I'm gonna go back there and try and talk to her.
Okay, you can totally get back to her because there's nobody like near the front that's stopping anybody.
Hey, mom.
And she kind of looks up and she's like, "Oh, you're back. You obviously you came back on the medevac thing. Like, you guys are okay?"
Yeah, we're okay. But Mr. Whatever he's dead, and you know that probably. I mean, maybe they already. But I have to ask you something. What kind of monster is it that it just it comes out of a person? It tore him open.
She's like, she like immediately reaches over and gives you like the mom like, oh honey hug.
I'm just like crying basically, and just but
and she's like there are so many things that we don't know out here. I'm sure that we're gonna be able to get this under control. Like, nobody else was exposed. Like,
but Dr. Nicholas, he's okay, right? He's not dead, right?
No, he's not dead. And like, you can see that you can't really see him that well because he's kind of behind the curtain a little bit, but like you can see that there's still a person laying in the bed in there. Excuse me.
He didn't have anything attached to his face when they brought him in, did he?
No. And like you can tell she still looks
Okay.
concerned about this line of questioning, and she's like, why don't I call your father? He can come and pick you up, and you guys can go. I'm sure we've got some ice cream in the freezer at home. Like, she is doing the full, like, I want to distract you as a child and not continue to talk about horrible outcomes with you.
Okay. I just kind of let her do that, and I just...
While they're having that conversation, is there like a medical chart anywhere or anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely there is.
I want to print it.
Okay. Why don't you do a body sneak?
What could go wrong?
Nothing.
Not a lot more than what's already happening, so.
2 successes.
Okay. So you get over there, and there's like a tablet that's like hooked into a charging spot on the wall outside the ICU. So like she's distracted talking about like, oh honey, just you'll be okay, and like giving hugs and dealing with tears. And so you're able to like kind of walk behind them, and you reach up and grab this tablet off the wall. With your second success, you can give a success to another kid or find something unexpected. Let me guess.
I mean, what could go wrong? So let's find something unexpected.
So, on the medical chart, it looks like obviously you're not educated enough to know everything on a medical chart, but you see that like he is clearly been exposed to some kind of foreign body, like something has gotten into him, but it's not face hugger. Like that mentions nothing about that. Nothing has come bursting out of him, but like apparently like he's got some of the symptoms on there, like the whites of his eyes have all turned black, and like something weird has happened.
Cool. Gonna go ahead and put that back in and get out of there.
Okay. You are able to do that, no problem. When are you guys cool with leaving the medical bay? Like, are you going to go with your mom's advice to be like, yeah, I'm out?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll just maybe head over to Words. I mean, I can get back to the room, okay? Mom, my dad doesn't have to come all the way over here now. I know he's up in his lab at the top of the tower or whatever. So.
Okay, well, and like at that point is the first time she kind of notices that your friends are here, and she's like, "Why don't you all just go back home tonight and spend time with your folks, your families? Like, just relax. We'll take care of everything. We'll figure out what's going on. We'll figure out how to keep everybody safe. Just you guys are all okay. I'm glad you're home."
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I kind of just like nod and leave.
Okay. Are you guys gonna head home, or did you want to go somewhere else?
I'm definitely not going to my home.
Peanut, you're muted.
I heard him.
Go,
He's definitely not going.
I want to go check out the egg again.
Okay.
Is it locked off, that room?
Yeah, the room is locked. It is the geology lab.
Okay.
And nobody's in there, so the door is locked.
Am I? I'll just be kind of like interested in what Peanut's looking at, and I'll be like, "Do you want me to open that door?" It'll have to use a computer, maybe when we do that.
Wait, no, don't. The chart said like there was a foreign substance, and that thing looks new. Like, what if it gives you the same thing that Nicholas has.
But this is Nicholas's Dr. Nicholas's lab?
Right,
Yeah.
and he's sick.
Maybe
That's just a machine.
we can find.
What?
Maybe we can
give
find.
a virus or whatever.
Yeah, it looks like that. Kind of looks like a computer. Actually, do you want to? I could call Frank, and maybe he can let us in.
I can just open the door for you.
You think so?
Yeah,
All right.
I know so.
But what if it's what's got Dr. Nicholas sick?
Nah. You gonna roll to open it?
Yeah, if you want to hack your way into the door, that's another tech program.
Do you want me to? Do you want me to try? I mean, I'm pretty like shaken up. I don't say that, but I meant like if you want me to try, I'll try. I mean, we should find out because who knows what's going on around here.
Maybe we can see like what he was doing. Maybe why he's sick. I don't know.
All right,
Check it out.
I'll plug my computer into the door or whatever, use the Wi-Fi or whatever I need, and I try to hack it, and I fail. So
I'm gonna try to make a loud
I'll
noise.
use another luck point since I've got.
Okay.
Wait, you're gonna make a loud noise to get us caught?
I'm gonna try to get caught.
Okay.
I got 3 successes on this reroll.
Oh god,
Oh
Okay.
wow!
we're so dead.
Owned all doors forever.
So yeah, you totally can get the door open. You do with your 2 other successes, you can not have to overcome the same trouble again. So you have programmed a skeleton key. You do it quickly. You do it quietly. You get new or unexpected information, or you show off.
I'm gonna do it quietly and quickly
Okay.
and show off.
So wait.
Or quietly. I just wanna do
Quietly?
it quietly. Yeah, and show off. Be like,
Quietly and so on. Okay. So you start rattling on your tablet and like you're like, oh, you're totally like the Jurassic Park girl, like, oh, this is Unix, I know this, and you manage to basically create yourself a easy use pass key to get doors open, and you get the door open, but that's right when Xander does what to make a loud noise.
I gonna look for something to hit with my skateboard. Like, is there a fire alarm or something nearby?
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna pull the
There
fire.
has to be one every 25 feet. It's
Yeah,
company policy.
I'm gonna pull that fire alarm as soon as that door opens. Like,
All right.
no, I guess while he's opening the door, so whenever it triggers.
So the door opens fine. Inside the lab, it's not like there's anything moving or anything. Like there's not some monster in there waiting for you that you can see, because nanotech's very small. So
It's a very small monster waiting for you.
but right as soon as the door opens and the lights inside come on to full intensity, like the up and down the hallway, there's like that, like if you've ever been in a hotel where the fire alarm goes off, like it's that super obnoxious like me like, and the strobe lights are like lighting the way out, like, so that immediately goes off.
Oh crap.
I think when that happens, I'm gonna reach out and grab both Peanut and Sam by their collars and just be like, "We're going. This is done. We're going home."
Yeah, you don't have to tell me twice. I'm running too.
So you guys,
I give Xander an appropriate look, like, "Good job."
Yeah, we just let the virus loose.
I'm like, Sam, that was awesome how you got the door open. That's pretty cool.
Sometimes computers are useful,
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, too bad you set off that alarm.
geek rivalry for sure. So you guys all exit the building and start heading towards home. When you do, you see all the other like people are just coming out of the building, right? So like immediately you see like some of the administrators, and eventually you see like the colony administrator come out, and she's like clearly listening to her tablet, and it's some kind of message about like you only catch just little snippets of it, but it's obviously somebody at corporate that is giving her like the full I keep yelling at you because you have not sent back the information we want, and like now you've reported that like your medevac ship is in orbit for some reason, and like you look like you're not even in control of this colony. Like, what in the hell is going on out there? Like, your additional survey teams need to finish up that survey, and they need to investigate this mysterious ship, and like we need to have answers so that we can like. It's very much like we need to have answers so that we can figure out how to deal with the situation. But the subtext that we all know out of character is totally like, I don't care if anybody gets hurt. Go out there and get us that. We want more information about this thing that we've now just heard about. So like
Is
in
it
the
Paul
colony
Rudd's
ministry,
voice?
yeah, I think it could be.
Yeah.
Because it has to be for sure. And like the colony administrator is like totally like we're right on it. We're gonna get that medevac ship back down so that we can fly out and do surveys with more people immediately. Like, I don't know what happened. There was some kind of accident on when the medevac landed. Like I don't know. There's like I've already gotten 3 or 4 different reports from different people about what was going on, and like we're gonna get this all sorted out. She's like, I've opened the armory for the security team, so like they're able to get things under control, and we're gonna institute a curfew, so everybody has to go back to their apartments and that kind of stuff. And like you can see that her assistants around her are already like typing stuff to be like, oh, okay, what do we like listening in to try and anticipate so they don't get yelled at, and that kind of deal. But it's a safe bet that you know what's going to happen. And unfortunately, I think that's a good place to end it for your adventure.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks for playing.
Good thing we let that sealed room open and unlocked. I'm sure that won't cause any problems.
Yeah, that definitely won't contribute at all to the trouble.
I didn't want to mess up the timeline. I want the alien virus got out.
You were just doing your job.
You're not going to have to worry about that because the xenomorphs are coming. So
That's right.
No time to get sick.
Everything in balance.
Right, I was going to say that about the teacher that was unconscious at the beginning. He thought that was the worst of his problems.
Right.
Oh no, not my teacher. Oh no.
That was that whole thing is kind of based off the more recent Alien universe movies of
From
like
Prometheus.
the Prometheans.
Yeah.
Like